Welcome to Comic Chat with Gat, Green Lantern Commentary Edition. I am one of your hosts, Taylor Catcher, and with me as always, Chris Gatley.
Hello, everyone.
Hey guys, so this is going to be a different episode than usual. We're doing a two-parter Green Lantern commentary. So the movie with Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, Green Lantern, and Mark Strong is Sinestro, which was probably the best part of the movie.
Yep.
No, it made no sense.
Greg Berlanti flick, guy who made Arrow and The Flash. Which is just really confusing as to how he did this. But
because this movie is probably not good. We're
Yeah.
going to go out on a limb and say this movie's not good. We're not going on a limb. It's not a good movie. It's fun if you like Green Lantern, and the references are fun, but it's not really related to anything else in the DC Universe.
No.
It's kind of its own thing. We feel like they made it too general audience. It could have been a better movie if it was more Guardians of the Galaxy-like.
Yeah,
but we'll talk about that in the episode. So have a good time listening. And
we talk about how it's split in two parts.
Yeah, so it's going to be split into two parts. We're going to have the full episode. If you actually want to watch it as a commentary and you want to listen to it all in a row, you can go to the post of this episode on cbxcasts.com, cbxcasts.com, in case you don't know by now.
Yep.
And you can download the full MP3 and listen to it all together. Otherwise, you'll get half of it this week and then half of it next week. So that, it's like an hour each time. That's way longer than our usual episodes anyway.
Yeah.
So we didn't want you to have to have a 2-hour episode. We wanted you to have 2 different times of Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Goodness.
So enjoy.
Enjoy! All right, we're loading up Green Lantern, and your title should be at 000. We're starting right now. Play. Okay. Here we are. Green Lantern commentary. Chris, you ready?
God. Yep.
We got the Warner Brothers logo happening.
So we've both seen this, right?
Yeah.
Is that how everyone knows we've both seen it?
Look at the green.
Oh, wow. It's loaded green.
It's fun.
I'm just remembering how much I hated this.
It's not that bad. You're such a hater.
When it started.
It's not that bad.
All right, so here was... Okay, so this was the DC part. This is cool how they do this with each DC movie. They do, little scenes of the character, right?
They do that with the Marvel stuff, too. You just have to really look carefully.
I just thought Marvel was a collection of all characters. I thought this was just specifically for the character.
It was in the beginning, but I think they got it close. Okay, so we got Toma Ray's voice.
Toma Ray. Who is that?
Who's the fish? You'll see him later.
That was Fish Face?
Yeah.
Oh.
And he's talking about
Interesting.
what the Emerald Rings are, the Green Lantern rings, right? He's talking about the Immortals, the Guardians of the Universe, which is going to be later. All this was great. It was a lot of information, I think,
it was at this point that I started getting very confused very quickly. And it had just started.
And I think what they never mentions, there's 3,600 sectors, right? But Green Lantern of Earth, or Abin Sur in the beginning, is 2814 is the sector.
Why do you know that?
I read a lot of Green Lantern, Chris. I read a lot of Green Lantern.
Okay, so willpower is like an element, I guess. It's just something found in space.
Willpower. Right, they harness the power.
Is willpower inside every human? Can you harvest humans for willpower?
No, willpower is just the essence. You have to have great willpower to manipulate the ring.
That title dissolve was terrible. Okay, so now there's a bad willpower.
So it's the yellow. See the yellow symbol? That was cool.
Yellow is fear.
Okay, and this Parallax is not a dude. I want to point that out. Parallax is this yellow,
ambiguous,
crystal-looking
that
giant...
annoys me. This picture, what the fuck? Well, what is his face? The purple face in the background.
That was Abin Sur. That we meet in a second.
Fish
Because
face?
he's the one who locked it away. No, Abin Sur, the purple guy that gives the Green Lantern the ring.
Oh.
He's the one who locked away Parallax.
Well, who's the one that was talking? Who's Fish Face?
Fish Face is the one that first introduces him on the planet.
What's his name, though?
It's Toma Ray.
That's what it was, okay.
Anyway, so right now they're on the planet, supposedly that they locked Parallax away on.
This does look much better, though. I will give you that. It's much better than when I watched it, because I had to watch it in standard definition.
Uh-huh.
So, there's a bright side, I guess.
So, in this...
Why are they crashed?
These are just random astronauts. It doesn't matter. They crashed
just random alien
and they're
astronauts.
the random alien astronauts that crashed in the bad sector, or they call it the dead or something sector of the planet, or the unknown sector, or the something.
Are they in our galaxy? Are they in the Milky Way?
No. This is way far from 2014. This is no lanterns patrol this because it's so far out of the sectors. It's
That seems weird. You feel like they should patrol every sector.
Well, it's kind of it's on the outer edges of space.
We're gonna call that a plot hole.
It's not a plot hole. It's just part of Green Lanterns, man. So supposedly it was so far away. This is where Abin Sur locked away Parallax, which in their version is a guardian that got corrupted.
Looks like the Guardians, the prophets from Halo.
I guess so. They kind of had their own visual.
This is weird.
Way of this. He's absorbing their fear. They're afraid he's absorbing the fear. In the comics, like I said, Parallax can envelop people. He can go inside. He does end up going inside Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan destroys Coast City, his hometown, because he's Parallax.
In a later thing. See, this you are afraid. Good. From the moment I heard that, I knew I was gonna hate this movie.
Really? That was the moment?
I watched. I was like, oh, here we go.
He's supposed to look like a giant, like, yellow insect.
Right.
Like, skinny insect. But instead, they made him like that octopus fear guardian.
And so what he's doing now, he's ripping out your fear?
Your soul. Fear soul, I guess.
Fear soul?
That's not how it works in the comic books. They had to visualize it. And they would just kill people. They wouldn't just, like, absorb their fear.
So,
that's not how,
okay, so now the next question.
It does feed on fear, but not...
What happened... So those people obviously fell through the ground.
Uh-huh.
Because that happens all the time. So they
on an
fell
alien
through the
planet,
ground.
man.
Yeah, but they fell through the ground. Did it only take 3 people's fear to release him?
I think he was slowly gaining power. They've been talking about it.
By himself or
other
gaining
people
power?
have come by. He must be absorbed.
But how do they get in? Is what I'm asking. Like, did he refinish the roof?
Okay, that's probably a plot hole.
See,
so
very
they just said
6
Sector
months.
2814.
Okay.
6 months later in Sector 2814.
See, I thought it would be a fun, cheeky little thing when they said Sector 2814 was Earth. Because I didn't realize the sector was like galaxies. I thought the sector was the planet.
No, so this is a Guardian, obviously a Green Lantern ship, and you got Abin Sur inside. Abin Sur is the guy whose ring Hal Jordan gets.
Okay.
Right? And the rings explained at the beginning are given to people who are worthy of them. So it's not like I hated the part later, which we'll talk about.
This looks like the Eiffel 65 music video for I'm Blue.
I'm blue, dabba dee dabba
Oh
die,
my God.
dabba dee dabba die. I'm pink, dabba dee dabba.
No.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good. I'll give you
That's
that.
good. Come on.
So he's able to do.
And there's Sinestro.
One thing I'll let you know though, I played the DC Universe, DC versus DC Ultimate Alliance.
No, you're thinking of
what is the fighting game?
The fighting game is Injustice: Gods Among Us.
Injustice: Gods
He's a Yellow Lantern in that.
He was, which while I was watching, I was like, "That's a bad."
Did you watch the after credit scene?
No.
Yellow Lantern.
I didn't watch the after
We'll get
credit
there.
scene because I was reading the plot synopsis again today to make sure I understood everything, and then I saw.
No, the fact that they make him a
credits.
Yellow Lantern is completely unrelated to this movie at all, and it was kind of for fans because they didn't show like he makes the yellow ring.
No, but he did say we need to test it
But
out.
it's
the
bullshit.
yellow
That's not
ring.
how. And also, he makes the yellow ring for himself because the
Was it
Green
like a
Lanterns
pager?
exile him because he was using fear with willpower on his own planet to control his people in the comic books, and Hal Jordan finds
Whoa.
out that he's manipulating fear with willpower because you can force people to do your will with fear, right? And
I
so
guess
that
that
was
makes
his.
sense,
He's very Vegeta. He's the Vegeta,
Right.
okay, of this whole thing, and he's always like, "I was the best Green Lantern," right? He does the Vegeta voice, but you can
Yeah.
read it like that in the comic books. It's fun.
What is he doing?
He's fighting Parallax.
Oh, he just got shot.
Yep.
Wait, what did he just get shot with? Does
Fear
Parallax have guns?
blasts. Like it's
Okay,
kind of like
fear
the Green
blast.
Lantern blasts.
Right,
It's a
right.
yellow blast.
Okay,
Fear.
got it.
For the record, in the original comic books, Green Lanterns couldn't even penetrate the color yellow because it represented fear. So if you had like
How would you defeat it?
Then back in the day, the first person to penetrate yellow was Hal Jordan.
How did he do it?
He just had that much willpower, and he taught
God.
other Green Lanterns how to do it too. Like
That much
He
willpower.
taught them how to overcome great fear. Anyway, so Abin Sur is dying. He tells the ring to
Badly
find
wounded.
the next
Inhabited planet.
and the next person to take over his the little ring. So here's Hal Jordan, Ryan Reynolds. I love Ryan Reynolds.
I do love Ryan Reynolds too.
He plays the same character in everything he does.
He's the same character in everything he does, except probably Deadpool. Deadpool is probably the only thing he won't be the same character in.
But he's still a total asshole.
Yeah, valid.
A douchebag, kind of like
Yep.
snarky character. He's actually the same character.
That's very true.
He's just
I
an asshole.
thought that was Blake Lively.
Nope, not yet.
Not yet, because it's fun.
Blake
fact
Lively
that they
becomes
were
Carol Ferris becomes
a bad
a
person,
Pink Lantern,
right?
Star Sapphire, who is
Is that
bad
bad?
and then becomes good. There's a bunch of colors at the spectrum. So
Is that car any hidden meaning?
no
It's
significance
just
of the car. It's just he would of course have a muscle car.
It makes
Like, given
sense.
the character.
Gotcha.
He wears his cool bomber jacket. That's not the father jacket that he wears later, which is important. He always wears his father's bomber jacket kind of everywhere. The jacket that he gets from his dad.
So why isn't he
before his
wearing
dad
it
blows
now?
up. I don't know, because he's on his way to work. But
He's
later on,
late?
he gets the bomber jacket out of the.
You would think he's late, but he would always remember because he always wears it.
Well, you know.
Plot hole number 2.
Hole number 2. I mean, I enjoy his. The funny thing is, Hal Jordan was like this snarky and jerky in the beginning.
Yeah.
But by the time I started really getting into Green Lantern, he was already. He was atoning for the sins of becoming Parallax and destroying his whole city
Right.
and fucking everything up. So he was kind of an adult and he grew up.
Sure.
And so it's always kind of like weird seeing this, like, you know, people coming in like, oh, Hal Jordan's kind of an asshole. I'm like, well, no, he's not anymore, but he is, you know.
He gets better.
I thought this was interesting. It's like they're trying to sell these unmanned jets to the government,
Right.
but they put Hal Jordan, their best pilot, which you would assume that would be a good thing, and Carol Ferris.
Yeah, I
the
feel
other
like they're
best pilot.
proving it.
Also, her name is Sapphire. Do you ever notice that's her call tag? He's like, I'll get you Sapphire when they're in the
Oh,
play.
does he? Oh, that's cute. That's a good little.
I guess I should
Easter
wait
egg
till
there.
it's actually happening in the thing before I comment on stuff. But, here's Ryan Reynolds taking off his pants. As he would.
Not yet.
Well, not yet, but I mean, he's already in his...
She had his baby.
In real life.
Fun fact, yeah.
This is probably where they met.
Yeah, they're together. This is where they met.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's cool.
Also, one of the biggest box office disappointments around the same.
This movie?
Yeah, around the same amount as not as much as John Carter, but this had like a $534 million total marketing and production budget, and it made like.
Why do you think
maybe
it
200
made
million?
so little? Because I mean, it's got this Ryan
Because
Reynolds.
it doesn't make any damn sense. Because when you're watching the trailer and it's like Green Lantern, I fly around and I look really terrible.
I guess,
and
yeah. Everyone
so-
was commenting on how bad the suit looked before it started.
Why would they make him have a CGI suit? We could talk about that when it actually starts.
Yeah. So
But-
let me take these pants off. So he takes the pants off. They're in the fighter pilots. I like this whole like Top Gun feel.
This was kind of
See,
fun.
so your name is Sapphire when they
Huh.
talk about it. His best friend there is in the comic books. That's a real character. That guy.
Who is that?
He's just
What's
his
his
best
name?
friend. I don't know.
He doesn't have a name?
Tom.
Oh, Tom. All right, I guess that's Tom. That's true. Why do they
See,
need a whole
Sapphire,
team?
cleared weapons emerge because they're trying to sell these things. They don't have a whole team in there. It's just this is a special day
Right.
because they want to sell the unmanned pilots and make a bunch of money. But Hal Jordan pulls an Iron Man and goes too high and freezes them.
That did happen in Iron Man, didn't it?
So there's really cool jet scenes. Like I think these are
I mean,
they're fun.
yeah, they're fun. They go on for a little bit. They're going for a little bit of time.
I didn't really notice that the senator guy from later was in this room in the first place. Like the dad of Hector Hammond,
Who?
Senator Hammond, I guess.
Oh yeah. I guess that makes sense.
Easy Highball. I love that because that's really is in the comic books they always call him Highball. That's just like his call tag when he's in a plane, and he's just we read the comics. They have a lot of references to Green Lantern, more so like how like in Arrow, I'm like there's really nothing relating any of this except for maybe some names here and there. Where this is relatively like they're trying, at least.
Yeah, they're trying to make the connection.
But what's weird is Jeff Johns was an executive producer on this, and he's the one who made Green Lantern what he is today. Like he wouldn't be the great character that he is without Jeff Johns completely reinventing him and making him awesome, kind of like he does for Aquaman now, and
Yeah.
he did for like the Flash for a while and everything like that. And it's just weird that they messed this up so bad. Later on, I'll point out like a huge I don't understand what they cut from the movie, but I feel like even the director's cut of this movie is missing a ton
Yeah.
of like where people think a longer movie doesn't necessarily make it better, but I tell you that those
It
extended
would give
Lord of
more
the Rings
explanation.
make a better movie.
Yeah.
Because the first Fellowship and Fellowship of the Rings is not related to this at all, but when they add those extra scenes, that first movie is makes so much more sense and it's so much more engaging, and you're not tired because like, oh, something's fucking happening. Anyway, we're still in a jet scene.
Well, yeah, we're still
Hal
on
Jordan
the jet
just
scene. Barrel roll.
sacrificed
Just did a barrel roll.
Carol Ferris for this opportunity to go after these guys, but he just screwed it up, and now he's got to figure out a better way to do
I
it.
don't see how spinning in a circle.
Highball, those sabers will get you. Well, six anywhere can fly. He's like, let's go somewhere they can't fly, of course, because he's a rebel. You
Yeah.
know? Like, you
That's-
can't go there. That's against rules of engagement. It's like, I don't care. I'm going to win. I thought the rule was to win, right?
That's the point.
So do you remember so now that you know this is called Ferris Airlines, and her name is
Yeah.
Carol Ferris, and his name is Ferris. Remember in The Flash, the episode 4 season finale, where they went to get the plane? They were landing on Ferris Airlines,
Yeah.
and they said, well, what happened here? Well, an airplane pilot disappeared.
Huh.
That would be Hal Jordan getting taken away by the Green Lanterns to get trained.
That's a cool connection.
Yeah.
Do you think that they're going to let them do that, even though well, I don't think they're doing a reboot of.
They are. Green Lantern's coming out.
Isn't
in
it 2020?
Like after Justice League, I think.
So I guess they could do it now.
Well, they could, or they might they might reboot Hal Jordan again and then do the second Green Lantern of Earth, which is John Stewart. So Earth ends up getting 4 Green Lanterns.
Mhm.
You got your Hal Jordan, your John Stewart, your Guy Gardner, who's like a Brooklyn, I think he was a Brooklyn cop. Like his constructs are always like motorcycles and like he's a cool like motorcycle Jersey guy.
Sure.
And then you've got Kyle Rayner, who Kyle Rayner's always has the most interesting constructs because he's a graphic designer artist. So he always makes like really interesting stuff like out of his.
Oh, out of his green power.
Yeah.
Thing?
So like Hal Jordan's pretty standard basic stuff. His stuff always ends up being baseball gloves, jets, baseball bats.
This
He's
is-
like all American.
This part's confusing. It's not confusing. It's weird. If you
It's the
have that
jacket.
blackout stuff when your dad died, like why do you put that in your cockpit
No, I think he just has the picture of
of his dad?
his dad to remind him that he
That
should
his
be
dad's
great.
dead.
His dad is also a great pilot, though.
You didn't see much about his dad. I just knew
That was in the director's cut. Basically,
Yeah.
there was a ton about it. Like, he was skipping school that day to go see the fight, and he kind of runs in there, and like he gets, his dad's like, "Oh, it's cool that you're here for this thing." And this is like the biggest thing. This is what always corrupts Hal Jordan. It is important that his dad died like this because this is what Parallax uses to corrupt him, and this is what is always his biggest fear or his biggest like regret kind of fear. It's like Batman's parents dying. It kind of made him who he was. This carefree. He has to be carefree and ridiculous because his
What's
dad.
he sabotaged?
Nothing is sabotaged.
Okay,
Just
so
a
it
bad
just
thing went
happened.
wrong.
Sure.
So there was nothing like sinister
Right.
with this thing, but his dad was a test pilot of a new kind of plane. He landed it, but then
But then,
we'll
what
see.
happened? Who
Yeah,
knows?
we don't know. His name was Highball too. So there you go. Oh, maybe they're talking to Hal Jordan. I don't remember. Eject. He could have saved this plane, but he's gonna ruin a $10 million plane.
So now they're cut to like when he's a kid.
Right.
Or
He's like,
before
"Are
they
you never
did.
scared? It's my job," which comes back later.
Right.
So he's running. He's got the oversized jacket. He drops it, and then,
So he can run fast.
"Oh, Hal, no, I'm cool. I'm okay. It's no big deal." "Oh no, shit, I
Oh,
died."
he's dead.
And he's dead.
Is he really dead?
No, he's super dead.
Okay.
He goes back in Blackest Night though, because in Blackest Night the Black Lantern rings bring people back to life.
Oh.
But his dad is
How
still
many
like
colored rings are there?
there's before black.
Wait,
there's all the
white
color
as
spectrums.
day, black as night.
Blackest Night, Brightest Day and Blackest Night. So after Blackest Night, there's Brightest Day, which makes White Lantern rings.
Oh.
And White Lantern rings are the essence of life. Black Lantern rings are the essence of death.
So
and
what
in
do
that
the white ones
storyline,
do?
they also say that the Earth, the reason why all this shit seems to happen on Earth, is because it's actually the center of the universe.
Oh, jeez.
Which is
Great.
their justification for everything in the DC universe happening.
We're
always
very
on Earth.
cocky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is how Jordan's saying it was, his objective to win. And then this guy, which is like in a business suit, why would he be one that's fired too? I feel like he shouldn't have, like later on, he's one of the guys that beats him up. And it seems,
he is,
seems
isn't
out
he,
of
in the
place.
parking
He
lot?
shouldn't be, it should be other random
No,
guys.
because he
like,
looked like a bum in the parking lot.
it's like, why would, like, we lost our jobs. Like, this guy seems like he's too high up to be one of the people that just randomly gets fired. Like, it
Yeah.
would be all the people in the factories, right, that are making these new
Yeah.
planes. It wouldn't be like this suit guy.
What kind of investigation could they possibly do against him?
Yeah, like the investigation of how awesome I am at being a pilot.
I would think so, yeah.
See this guy. Watch your
watch your
back.
back.
It's literally impossible, Bob. That's how Ryan Reynolds talks.
Is Bob a guy in
Nah, I
any
don't-
other
don't
reference?
think so.
It's just Bob. See,
Just
that's,
Bob.
Yeah. He could have been somebody.
It's there to set up the fact that he's going to get beat up and have to punch someone with a giant green fist. Spoiler alert.
Who's the guy in the window? Is he gone now?
The guy in the window was her dad, and she's taking over for her dad. She's now like business. And he's like, "What? You look dumb in this business suit. You're a pilot, Carol."
So wait, what?
Also, Carol Ferris was in Man of Steel. She was the girl that at the end was like, "That guy looks hot." At the end of Man of
How do you know that was Carol Ferris?
Because her name, or at least her last name was Ferris. It seemed like if you're gonna make a DC Universe movie and you're gonna put Ferris on someone's name tag, it better damn well be Carol Ferris, or like someone was not paying attention a lot.
Yeah.
Like to let that slip by to be like,
yeah,
let's
that's not
not
a
make
name
this a
you
reference.
just make up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. So she was like, he looks kind of hot or whatever at the end of Superman, which is kind of a weird way to tie it all together. Just like Carol Ferris being a random Air Force
Had to
pilot,
be there. Yeah.
but
Oh, she was in her Air Force suit.
yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense. I thought she was in like a waitress suit. or
No,
something
she was in an
weird.
Air Force pilot suit. But I feel like I can't remember what it was. So then, look, I love that later he says, well, we'll get there, but when he's trying to make the Oath of the Ring, he's trying to make it up. He says, "I found this alien in a swamp." That's obviously not a swamp because he
Yeah.
lives in Coast City, and this place doesn't look like Coast City. Coast City is probably San Francisco, I would say.
Okay.
If I was gonna guess at a
The
fake
coast,
place that it's supposed
yeah.
to be, it should be more San Francisco-y than whatever they make this.
So why did he say swamp?
I don't know. That's the thing.
That's
It's like
weird.
and also like just they're like Ryan Reynolds vamp a little bit about what you did, and he didn't read the script yet or he
Right.
forgot. So this is cool. I like that he's like find
So
someone.
this is Coast City. So the dude just happened
is
to
Coast City,
crash
too.
in Coast City.
Well, no, that might not be, but it seems like they were close enough that his friends could pick him up.
Yeah.
So
'cause
that's kind of
Tom
random.
was
In
there.
in the comics, he was flying his jet and he saw the crashed plane, and then he kind of stops and
That
like
makes
checks it
more
out.
sense. This
So-
is weird. This to me made
That's
no
his brother,
sense.
his little brother. and
They
his
would
brother's
definitely
wife.
not have these kind of crashes by a private company doing government reconnaissance and government
And
missions
who
on
tells
television.
the nephew? You know, he's his birthday party. These are
Yeah.
parents. Are you going to be like, your uncle was just in a crash, he might have died?
This
No.
doesn't. This whole part made no sense.
This
to
is
me.
just so that he can see the Hot Wheels thing, and it can show him being like a cool fatherly figure, even though he's a screw up everything else. It's a
Yeah.
humanizing part of the movie for sure. You know,
Which
even-
one's the dad?
the
Doesn't
dad of
matter.
the little boy is that,
I guess.
And that's the guy's wife, and then like that brother character is a big character in the comic books a lot. Like his brothers are big characters because, especially when he goes and destroys Coast City, like one of his biggest regrets is like he almost killed his like brother and his.
Does
his
he
nephew.
know? Do they know who he is? He has the
Later.
He
I
has the
think
mask
they know.
thing.
I'm pretty sure like. Green Lantern, like all the people that know him, end up finding fucking out that he's Green Lantern. Like he's not a very good. Well, he's also not important for him though, because he's not a superhero that's saving the day on Earth. He's always he's an intergalactic space police. Yeah, so it's not that big of a deal that people know who he is. It's just like, oh, Hal Jordan's part of the Justice League. It's kind of like Iron Man in that aspect. It's like, well, it's okay. He's a space cop. Like that's what bothers me about this movie too. Is it's so Earth centric when Green Lantern isn't. More than half of those books don't even take place on Earth.
Yep.
So that's gonna. I mean, the little kid's cute, you know, and he gives him the. I mean, we'll see in the second when he opens the package. They say it's this plane, but it looks like to me like Wonder Woman's invisible jet.
That's kind of cool.
I guess it's like a crystal.
It is crystal. Yeah.
I mean, if you remember what the jet looks like in the like old TV show and stuff, it's pretty much like that same shape. Maybe they based it off that jet, and that's the whole reference here.
That could be.
Like
yeah, the
jet
nose.
that they
I know
based
the
the
nose.
invisible
I remember
jet
the nose
with the
looked
pointy
like it.
nose. Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll see him open it right now. Oh, sweet! Wonder Woman's invisible jet.
That
like,
is. I'm gonna go with that.
totally
We're gonna
Wonder
go with
Woman's
that.
invisible jet.
That's Wonder Woman's invisible jet. That's
Yeah.
definitely what that is.
Yeah.
But yeah, look at him. He's just taking down this other one.
He's like, this
hey,
plane sucks. I'm wearing the one that I bought you. I bought you this one, so we're gonna put it up. Look at that. That's so
It
Wonder
does.
Woman's
I never
invisible
thought of it
jet.
like that. It's definitely her jet.
Yeah. Totally her jet. It's my job.
Not
to
his
be
job.
Awesome.
To be scared.
See, look there. This is a subtle reference into later on in the movie.
The track.
Yeah. See, like he pressed the thing in like little car.
Well, he presses it when he's leaving. That's where the reference will come in. I'd imagine.
Yeah, I know it is when he's leaving.
It was just
but
background
still.
filler.
Me too, Ace. His dad called him Ace.
Why do people
He calls him
whisper
Ace.
when people walk away?
Well, it's like when
So
Batman
weird.
talks
No
to
one
Batman
does that.
voice when there's nobody around. See? Oh, what
There
a
you
little illusion. I'm walking out of here, having a good time. Oh shit, green shit.
What a
Whoa!
dick parking job he did.
I know, that's another part of his character. They're supposed to show how irresponsible and
Just
like
doesn't
not caring
care.
he is. See, that's like a harbor. That doesn't look like to me.
Definitely not a swamp.
It's definitely not a swamp, but it's also definitely doesn't seem like a coast city.
I also want to make sure that he's got cell reception out there. You would imagine with any of the alien stuff, and they dropped him right in a puddle. That's
But I think at that point, that's one of the moments I wouldn't care that I'm in a puddle.
how.
Like if I just got dropped by some
That's
green
true.
alien stuff, I'd be like, whatever, man, I'm on Earth.
Well, how far does he think? How far is his buddy that he at no point is calling him? It's only after he talks to the alien, gets the ring and lantern,
And they still
then
get there
he shows
before the
up.
military shows up.
Yeah.
So this
Well, the
must not
military's
be
been
very
doing
far.
nothing all day because that thing's been crashed there.
Since it was like there was sun out. We saw it.
Yeah,
crashed.
it was at least going down. So
I like this. They show that he's courageous and he's not scared, right? So
Right.
that's a good character moment. He's jumping in the water. He's he sees a purple alien. Takes a second to be like, what? Like he assesses the situation, jumps in the water. Now he's still like, alien.
Is that a CGI face or
No,
is that
that's
a
makeup.
mask?
That's
Is that makeup?
that's straight up.
See, if they can do something that good, why couldn't they just give him a goddamn mask?
You don't like a CG mask with his little like.
No, stupid CG.
The rest of his
mask.
body's CG. It's so weird. This
None of
actor.
that makes sense.
I can't remember what this actor else this actor's been in, but he's been in other stuff. There's a lot of these characters where I'm like, what are these people in other things? Sinestro's Mark Strong. He was in Kingsman, and he was the bad guy in Kick-Ass. Like he's in comic book movies all over the
Oh.
place, which is pretty cool. So I don't know.
Huh. Purple blood. That's good.
What a joke, Hal Jordan. Abin Sur, it shows you. Take it. Place the ring in the lantern.
Ring the lantern. What?
Also, I like in comics they literally look like lanterns. Like I don't understand why they had to make everything look so alien in this.
I mean, it looks very lanterny.
But it also looks alien-y. I mean,
Yeah,
I guess
I'll
they
give
are
you that. I'll
aliens.
give you
In the
that.
comic books, they're like fucking lanterns. Like, it's-
In the comics, I guess goes back to how the Earth's the center of everything again. Because how do they have a lantern that looks the exact same? Also, how the hell does he speak English?
the lantern always, the ring translates.
Does it?
Yeah. To any language, when you have the ring on,
Oh.
you'll always get a translation.
Here we go.
It's like a Babelfish in Hitchhiker's Guide.
Makes more sense.
It does make sense. I mean, the ring would if it's like it also.
So what? Like it links into his body, and then it will.
Yeah.
Well, I guess since he does the. Wait, no, because he's not even wearing the ring.
No, but the ring is translating for him to.
But he's
Hal.
not wearing it.
It translates you to anybody. It's like it's
Nah.
basically it's like a little essence thing that goes around you,
I don't
and it
know.
translates and stuff.
Plot hole number 3.
It's not a plot hole that happens in the comic books.
That one doesn't make sense.
Also, it's interesting that he never recharges the ring after like the second time he recharges it.
You have to recharge the ring.
Yeah, all the time. Actually.
Do what? How do you do it?
You say the oath into the ring. You
Really?
You hold the.
It's like a battery?
It's a power battery. It's actually what it
Huh.
is. The lantern is a power battery.
I was wondering why there was a lantern in the first place.
And yeah, so it charges the ring, and so like when he's fighting, like in the comic books, he'll be like fighting, and it'll be like, give me status or something instead of the ring. It'll be like 23.3% and falling, and like he's fighting, and then it'll be like 1%. If he loses that, like all of his power is gone, and like if he's in space,
How quick can he say it?
I mean, it doesn't like empty, like it's not like your cell phone. It's gonna be like days, I would assume, unless you're using a lot of constructs and like you're in a big fight.
When he does it, is it instantly back to 100%, or
When he recharges it, oh yeah, he'll be like in brightest day and blackest
but he's
night.
got to have the lantern with him.
But the lantern is in a pocket universe that he can grab, but it's hidden in a pocket universe in a certain place. You hide your lantern because if the lantern's gone, you're fucked. So you kind of hide it somewhere that you know where it is.
Has Green Lantern's lantern ever gotten stolen? Like how
Not-
Superman lost his
not from
powers
what
for a
I've
day?
read, no. But he has. When he flies, he's taken off the ring because he's like, when I'm in flying, I don't want like it makes him feel more exhilarated to not have like a backup because he's like, I'm flying. It's all me.
Flying an airplane.
Right, flying an
I thought
airplane.
you
And so
flying.
he in the second book of Jeff Johns' run, him and his two co-pilots get shot down, and he doesn't have his ring, and they get stuck in like a Russian internment camp for
Ugh.
weeks and weeks and weeks, and he blames himself because if he just would have fucking brought his ring in his pocket, he'd be able to bust him out in a second, but he didn't bring his ring, and they were just stuck for like
How'd they get out?
they ended up either getting traded out or something. It was a military thing, or maybe he helped escape. I can't remember.
Now
But-
there's a purple sky for some reason. Where are we now? This is a
No,
weird
we're at the
council.
Guardians. So we're in Oa now. And Sinestro's talking to the Guardians. And he's saying that this yellow shit is bad news bears, but he wants to take the strongest soldiers. So I love Sinestro so much. And I think this actor does a great job at being Sinestro.
What else is he in?
Mark Strong. That's Mark Strong. So
Oh,
he
that's
was,
the guy.
He was the bad guy, and he was the dad of Fogel from... You know what I'm talking about. He was the Crimson... He was in Kick-Ass. You know the movie Superbad.
Yeah.
You know the Wooka Wooka, what's up? Fogel was his real name, but in the movie it was McLovin.
McLovin. Okay.
McLovin's dad in Kick-Ass is Mark Strong, the head of the mob, and then in
Oh yeah.
and then in Kingsman, did you see Kingsman?
Yeah. Love that movie.
He was Merlin. So he
Which
was
one's Merlin?
the one that survived, like the only like Kingsman guy that survived the end that was like the tech.
He was the guy that told him to shoot the dog.
No, that was
different guy.
Alfred.
Okay, yeah, but I do remember because he's the one
Merlin.
who gives him all the stuff.
Yeah, and
Oh,
he's at the one at the end.
He's the one
when
with
he's
the-
like,
with
I'm
the
not turning
anal
off
thing.
the. He's also
Yeah.
on that. I'm not turning off the glasses. And he's like, oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Okay. Yeah, I remember that now.
yeah. That he plays Merlin. He's in a lot of comic book stuff. He must actually like comic books.
Yeah.
Because he's in a lot of that stuff. I
It's
like
not
him.
really a
as an actor.
typecast. He's definitely doing his thing.
He's always kind of a bad
Differently.
guy.
Yeah.
Alexis Merlin
He
wasn't
wasn't
a bad guy.
Yeah. These are weird.
The
Like,
Guardians are
protected
interesting. So the
membranes
Guardians are
around
kind of
them.
cool. I think they did an interesting job with them. There is in the comic books a Guardian that like is shunned and is bad, but it's not Parallax. Like it's not a Guardian that became Parallax. It's a Guardian that becomes a Black Lantern. It's a Guardian that also got shunned because he tried to take over time with Kronos. Scar was the one that becomes a Black Lantern because she gets all fucked up, and then the other one's name is some super long, ridiculous like Mr. Mixelplex or something, like some really long name that you can't really pronounce, or I've never heard pronounced, so I don't know how to pronounce it. And then here's Hector Hammond.
I really enjoy him as an actor.
What has he also been in?
House of Cards.
Oh, see, I don't watch
Huge in
House
House of Cards. Season 1. It was great. He's also in something else that just came out, I believe, but I liked him a lot when I found out.
I've seen him in other things. Yeah, I mean, Hector Hammond's an interesting character in the comic books because he has his head is way larger than his body. Like in this, they kind of make it like, oh, he has an ingrown head, but like, imagine like my head the size of my TV.
That's
or bigger,
the size of it?
or bigger. With he
It would
can't
break
move.
his
He
neck.
literally can't move. It's just like it doesn't break his neck for comic book reasons, but it's that big that it's just like ridiculously large.
Sure.
And so I kind of wish it was like that, but it's not. So right now, Hector Hammond's being taken by I'm gonna guess Argus. If I was gonna take a
Yeah, because Amanda Waller.
right, that's what I was gonna tell you about.
That was very cool when I was like, oh, that's not right.
What was funny though is I was looking at her and I was like, it would be cool if this was actually Amanda Waller, but they just picked a random black lady, and then later on they saw Waller as like her backstory.
Well, she said hello.
She does say
said,
hello,
Doctor, my name is Dr. Amanda Waller.
Oh, I didn't even listen to that. I was just in the movie yesterday. I was like, it'd be cool if this was Amanda Waller, because
Yeah.
how many other like strong black ladies are you gonna have in DC Comics and not make it Amanda Waller?
Who's in Suicide Squad?
Amanda Waller is the head of Suicide Squad.
Yeah. But what actress is playing her?
It's
Is that the woman from The Help?
I think so. It's also the woman from Ender's Game. I think she plays one of the ladies in Ender's Game. But yeah, there was rumor it was going to be Oprah in the beginning, which was exciting. Oprah would be a great Amanda Waller. Because in the comic books, Amanda the Waller is a big fat black lady.
Is it really?
Yeah. Like she's a super
Dr.
badass
Waller.
fat black lady. Yeah, Dr. Waller. I'm glad you caught that.
I did catch it. Well, because I always like to try to find something at least. But then it was weird because in Arrow, she wasn't.
She's a military
wasn't
lady.
A doctor.
She's not a doctor.
She's definitely
they just
not
kind
that.
of shoehorned her in this role. I mean, she might be a doctor, but she's not like a doctor. You know what I'm saying? She might be a PhD.
What is that thing that circles
I don't know.
the entire
It's
time?
mumbo jumbo.
I don't understand
It's like
science.
a science thing for fun. You know. Also, I mean, I guess they have different physiology, but they definitely he doesn't have a penis, right? Abinser.
He doesn't have a penis?
Abinser.
Oh, the other guy. Yeah, I thought because
You know what I'm saying?
he wasn't a.
He's not a human.
Yeah.
But
He has no penis.
yeah.
And Ryan Reynolds, for some reason, when he's taken by the, we'll get to that.
Okay.
We'll get to that.
So he's
Weird
like, "Oh
part.
my gosh, it's an alien. This is
So
crazy."
his body's definitely not dematerializing, I guess, or decomposing.
They have it in that
that's the
thing.
word.
They have it in that looks like probably like a containment chamber that keeps you fresh. Because they want to do an autopsy.
I guess that makes sense.
So he's like, "Why me?" It's like, "Well, because your dad's a
Yeah, but he was
guy."
dead for like 6 hours. Like, you don't think that he would have.
He wasn't, but he was in his own little chamber. Like the military
Valid.
showed up,
Yeah,
kind
I
of.
guess
I
I
mean, they
can do
threw
that.
him. I guess they probably cleaned him up. So maybe also alien physiology. He wouldn't decompose that fast. He might be smelly. But
Yeah. He puts the ring on a weird finger.
No, the ring's always on my finger.
He puts
It's
a middle finger ring.
it goes. That's where that's where it goes. I don't know. It's always
Yeah, but it's-
because it's right in the middle, so you could punch.
I
him
can
with
get
it.
that, but it's a weird thing for a ring because you don't put a ring there.
So I think it's interesting that he touched it in the car, but never touches it again until he realizes that he needs to recharge. It seems silly when
He touched in the car with the ring though.
remember it explodes in the like they're all like whoa because the bright light
Oh,
happens.
yeah.
He accidentally touches it, and it's like he doesn't remember that. I like this. This is kind of funny. I like this part.
This is
I
like
pledge
Spider-Man
allegiance.
when
Yeah,
he was-
yeah. It's just kind of like that. He's kind of like the oath.
But he never told him the oath.
No, but the ring ends up pushing it into his mind.
Once he clicks the thing,
Yeah.
once he touches it. Got it. Yeah.
So, I held Jordan. I like this. Just like he's trying to think of every kind of different oath that you've ever heard of. It's cute. But see, wait, drive every alien in a swamp,
Yeah, he was definitely just vamping because it wasn't a swamp in the least.
and not even close to a swamp.
I thought that was kind of cool and muscle. What just gets me every time is that this is probably all prosthetics. How did they have to make his body CGI? Like, how did they have to make Ryan Reynolds' character CGI? It just doesn't.
Especially
Doesn't
because
make
they.
sense.
I mean, I appreciate that they showed because all of the different. When we get there to the Green Lanterns.
And he also said 100 miles in the middle of nowhere. He was next to a coast. It wasn't in the middle of nowhere. Anyway.
Yeah. We'll talk about the suits and stuff when he puts the suit on.
Really quick, why do his eyes turn blue?
I think it's not supposed to be blue. I think it's supposed to be showing, like in any comic book when you watch it, it's supposed to be white, but they have light blue contacts in there. So I think it's supposed to be like, like when you watch like Batman or Green
Yeah.
Lantern, under their mask they have white eyes in a comic book or like in a cartoon. I think that's what they were going for, but it ended up looking light blue.
It looked really
because
weird.
he has blue eyes, I think, in real life, right? Or brown
No,
eyes.
he's got brown eyes.
And I think maybe just a white, it just didn't color it enough.
No,
context.
he definitely didn't do that.
But I think that's the idea of it. Which is, like I said, there's a lot of things I appreciate. There's no other movie until the new Deadpool movie, which they're doing CGIs, that's attempted the white eye.
CGIs.
Yeah, CG.
CGIs.
Yeah,
But,
CGIs.
so the eyes are...
In Deadpool, because Deadpool, all of his
Is
emotion.
his mask?
Well, if you looked at his mask when they show on-scene sets of him as Deadpool, there's the blood dots around the eyes. It's because Deadpool, he does a lot of emotion with his, he squints his white eyes.
'Cause
They're going to do that.
large. They're
Yeah.
interesting.
And he's going to do that, which I'm really excited about.
Because they did that in test footage, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, the
okay.
test footage was all CG. So,
That's true.
but they did
I
show
did
that.
not know that, actually.
all of.
I guess now when I really think about it, it was.
Only him. He was CG. Like Deadpool himself was CG. And it was Ryan Reynolds' voice.
But the
over it.
guys in it, the
right,
truck,
right,
the
that was all real.
road, all that.
So obviously there was a guy in a
no,
green.
that wasn't real.
Yeah, there was a guy in a green suit. Yeah, the rest of it was all real.
But hold on, the fight inside the car was all CG though.
Probably.
Definitely.
But I mean, him sitting between the guys was real.
Huh.
They were all real actors around a CG
interesting.
Deadpool. That was the test footage or whatever. Imagine how the public reacts. Is this guy serious? He's such a dweeb, man.
Yeah, he thinks you got a burlap sack put over your head and you're brought here and you think you can just go out and blog it.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense. So back to Deadpool, though. What would be the point of having Ryan Reynolds even play Deadpool? Like, he could just essentially just do his voice.
Well, because they're actually making it look
Mannerisms
good.
and
He's
all
the
that.
real suit though now.
Yeah, that's true.
The suit's real, and because they'll probably cover his whole body in cool like burns and stuff. Also, they have to have Wade Wilson before, right?
That's true. I'll give you that.
Just like they did in X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yeah, it was a weird movie.
He was great as Wade Wilson, but the Deadpool, which is not Deadpool, it's the Deadpool that they put in that, is not the real Deadpool.
Yeah, because I didn't think that Deadpool had the closed off mouth, right? Am I
Obviously
wrong?
not. He's the merc with a mouth. Like
Right.
literally his nickname.
How do they mess something like that up?
I feel like they just changed it because they didn't own Deadpool. They own Weapon X. They own mutants. But they
That's
didn't own
stupid.
Deadpool. So they owned Wade Wilson because he was part of the Weapon X program.
Yeah.
But they didn't necessarily own the fun Deadpool that, like, we were all when we watched that movie, everyone was like, "What a perfect selection!" And then you're gonna not make him funny
Into
at
the real
like,
one? Yeah.
Why are you giving him giant adamantium
Yes.
swords? They made him Baraka without the teeth from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I thought that too.
Yeah.
It was. And now they're in love.
They're reminiscing about that time. They had sex.
They definitely hated each
They
other.
flew together.
And now
quote,
they're
unquote,
together.
Sex. That's what you're alluding to when he gets there. You'll see. That also the night, the first time we ever flew together. That one time we had sex. Then she's like, "You've had a lot of co-pilots since then." Yeah. See. Anytime anyone's got on the plane, he's like, "Oh."
I love the subtitles. It makes sure you knows Fleetwood Mac, Come Softly to Me just goes on.
See, I didn't know what song that was.
That's
actually.
their song. Well, it just
So-
showed it in the subtitles.
I know, but that's great.
I had no idea.
mean, that's like a
I
Shazam
couldn't
built into
tell
the
you.
subtitles.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
So now for some reason they dance. Do they dance a lot in the books? Are they together in the books?
Yeah.
Even when she's pink and kind of a bad guy?
Well, she becomes kind of a bad guy because she's like the pink element is very overpowering. Of
jealousy?
love.
Oh,
it's
it's love.
love.
Oh.
But like it's like you have to love me. It's like serious love, right? And so that's what she loves, and she's drawn to him all the time. But eventually, she learns to harness it as Star Sapphire and becomes a good guy.
Huh. They have the old NFL Blitz. Remember when you could put your memory card from home in the NFL Blitz consoles?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was awesome.
What
They
does
have
that
it
have
right
anything
there.
to?
That
Okay.
was in the background. I saw it.
So we were talking about different spectrums during this boring dancing scene.
But, really quick, why wouldn't she ask about the ring? If they've been together since
That's
the
what
beginning...
I thought too. Honestly, is he's this giant fucking ring on his finger. She's like, "What
look
is?
down.
What's the deal with this giant ring on your finger?" And he could be like, I don't know.
Some explanation at all. Like, he just spun her with the ring hand. Okay, anyway, so
Yeah.
spectrums?
So there's indigo,
Yeah, which is what?
which is compassion.
Okay. That's
Blue, which is hope.
seems blue is sadness to me.
No,
Okay.
it's, red is rage. It's
Makes
pretty
sense,
given.
yeah.
Yellow is fear.
You're right.
Green is willpower.
Right.
Then you have
Is this like
orange is avarice.
Okay, so what is avarice?
Greed.
Ah.
That's interesting. There's only one Orange Lantern because he's so greedy. He holds the power battery, like the actual power battery, like the one on Oa, like the giant green thing. He holds that, and he's like mine, mine, mine. He's like this little
Like
greedy
Gollum.
guy. Yeah, and he just instead of making new lanterns, he just absorbs them and makes them orange lanterns. So he has a whole army of construct army. Like it's all constructs because they're his. He's greedy.
So
He's
this
fun.
fight was pretty good. I'll
This
give you
was
that
cool.
because he doesn't look too much. It's Ryan Reynolds. Like that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
That he knew that he can do fake fights. So that was interesting.
I feel like if I was Ryan Reynolds, I would learn to do fake fights.
That was a very fake punch though.
I
He-
think
he
that
got the
this is
side
that
of
guy
his
again.
face.
Like, why
Yeah,
is
that
he
was- that
one of
is
the
really
people that's
weird.
beating him up? It's like, oh, because we already had this actor.
They
Bob.
could've- They should have at least put him inside of in a business suit. That would have been fun.
Yeah, but I also don't think he would have been fired. I don't think Bob would have been fired. Pathetic. It's like pathetic. Yeah, but you had 3 versus 1. Pathetic.
Right. Yeah, there's not much you
That's
can
an unfair
do.
fight. Some bullshit. Like no one. Like unless you're Jackie Chan or like Jet Li could get out of that. Even so,
No.
if you sucker punch, then
Seems
you
very
wouldn't know.
difficult.
I like this. So he grabs like things he's
They're
gonna throw at
nails,
them.
right?
Nails he's gonna use like maybe to punch him really hard. Except he swings really early. So
What
I think he
doesn't
must
get
be-
me is that he's trying to throw him.
throw him and then he punches.
So I don't quite understand how that works.
But awesome.
Does he kill?
I don't.
Someone's got to die.
I mean, especially going through all those bricks and those
Yeah,
bricks. That
that's
guy's dead.
not
That
good.
guy's super dead. But oh no, the arms. He's
The
like,
other dude,
so
like,
now he
landed on
finally
his
used the
back.
ring. The ring realizes that he's figured it out, and it takes him into space. And this is where the movie gets interesting. Once again,
No.
whenever they're in space, this movie's 100% more interesting.
He's trying to like run away from like bees.
Yeah, he does look like they're probably like pretend you're being chased by bees, because honestly, it doesn't look like. That's not how anyone would react when they're being surrounded by like a green essence. I don't think they'd be like bees.
He can't take it off.
No, it doesn't want him to take it off because it's taking him to space to become a Green Lantern.
Oh, now he's floating.
Yep, he's
Didn't
floating in
realize he
there
was
and.
Okay, and this is where he learns to fly because he runs. for some reason, if you stick your hand out,
No, I think it's just like.
does this use up your yellow power or your
green power?
your green power if you fly?
I would assume that it would
Like
use
using a
very
battery on
minimal,
standby
but
mode or
it's
something?
kind of like standby. You need to be like making big ass constructs and stuff to really be wasting power, but fighting, holding back legions of things with your ring and stuff like that. You know, and there it's see. I really think you could actually cut all of Hector Hammond's part in this whole movie, and it wouldn't affect it at all. It would just make it a 30-minute shorter movie, which makes it better.
Why didn't the astronauts say anything? They didn't even look.
I mean, I guess we're supposed to assume that there's already a Superman, except they say this is the first alien they've ever seen. That bothered me too. It's like I've never seen an alien before, like with Avon Sur, but we have to assume that by the time Green Lantern shows up, there's like fucking Superman,
You would
and
imagine.
Batman,
And then he can open up warpholes or wormholes?
I
or
think
does
it's
it
just a
already
wormhole
open?
there. I don't think he opens
Why
up.
do you think to put your hand forward?
Because that's what superheroes do. Like I would do that, man. If I had a fucking was flying, I would put my fist forward right away.
See, I wouldn't want to put my fist forward because I feel like you get tired.
I'd put 2 fists forward.
No, I would probably do the arms to the side like he was doing. Or like arms out like a bird. I just don't see
Arms
fist
out seems
forward.
really like.
What about fist forward? Like what if you hit a wall?
Then you
Like,
punch
you're gonna-
through the
You're
wall.
gonna break your arm.
No, because you have a Green Lantern ring on. You're
Nah,
protected.
it just seems like it's in the way now.
You punch through the wall.
I don't know. See, now he's blacking out. This is the part that annoyed me as well, where he's waking up and all this stuff and he's floating. First
This
off,
doesn't look
this
Ryan
doesn't
Reynolds
look
to
like
me.
Ryan Reynolds. Agreed. 100% with you. Does not look like him
But the
until
second time
now.
it does. Like the second time they come up on his face, it does. It's really weird
Why is he wearing white spandex covers?
because they had to show him up from above and they couldn't have
Right.
his wiener sticking out.
I get that why, but why? You know? Like, they're not boxers. They're not
He's
underwear.
in great shape, by the way.
He is
I
in
wanna
great
point
shape.
that out.
But
like I wish I was in that.
especially
shape.
when they start electrocuting him or doing whatever they're... Are they, like, implanting the thing on his body?
Yeah, they're making sure it knows his physiology. Like
Right,
the
right,
ring
right.
is like, and they're also they've never had a human before, so they're.
But
kinda,
they're implanting the ring inside of his body, right? 'Cause
Not
that's how he puts the
implanting it. It's not
that's how he puts
implanted.
the costume on, isn't it? How does he?
No,
put the
it just
costume?
knows his physiology from this. So like the ring is getting.
Is it like zero friction, like the Flash ring?
It's not a. It's made of energy. The
So
costume
it
is
just
made
surrounds
of energy.
him?
It's literally light that's changed to not let you see through it.
Got it.
The costume. That's why it looks like this. The costume is light.
Okay.
It is
Well,
a construct.
Now I understand why they didn't do CGI or a regular one
But
for
in the
that.
comic
That's
books,
fine.
like the suit looks like
that
a,
bothers me.
the face mask.
Oh my god.
See, look, it's supposed to be white eyes, but it's blue.
What a terrible face mask.
Face mask doesn't.
It
look bad.
looks like
The body mask. The body doesn't look that bad unless like it's a full, like you see the full body,
like that.
like that. But the mask looks terrible all the time.
It
I
looks
I
like-
appreciate the glowing
What's the
center, but it's not necessary. Like
Who Framed Roger Rabbit? It looks like the shoe, like the cartoon shoe
That was
in the
being-
world that was being
yeah.
dipped in the acid.
Yeah.
It looks like that's
In the
stuck to his
dip.
face.
Right, it's weird how they said they used so much budget on this, or maybe that's 2008, 2007 graphics compared to now. But I feel like if they did this now,
It was never that
Like-
good. This was made in 2011. So
11?
that's not an excuse. Yeah,
yeah, it's
2011.
crazy because like look at Rocket Raccoon. Right?
Yes.
He looks like a real fucking raccoon. See, this is Tom Ray.
Okay, this is the guy we heard from the beginning, right?
Yeah, this is the guy that was.
You would think Ryan Reynolds is way more fit, by the way, too. He doesn't look very built. In his
He's not
suit.
built. He's lean. He's lean muscle, but
He looked more built.
see, okay, this is
in
what I was
his-
talking about. So the reason why I think they went with the CG suits instead in the comic books, they look like like a spandex suit would look, and they're
Sure.
all the same
Okay.
because they're core. But I think the idea is like the suit goes to your physiology. So this looks like muscles on a human, kind of, and that looks like scales on
On
this
the fish.
man.
Yeah, I guess I can.
He looks
see that.
almost like a fish bird
Is that a
man in
beak?
the comic books.
I meant
Yeah,
to
it's
ask
like
that.
it's like an octopus beak.
Okay. What?
A squid beak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense then.
So they definitely took their own liberty with the characters to make them
Looks
look
like a woman.
their visual style
Yeah.
in this, because they're, I don't know. After this, I'll show you some of the comic book characters, so you can kind of like see the difference. I think it'd be interesting for you to see after you see him in this movie. But I mean, they made him look like a fish birdman, so that's good. And we're on the planet Oa. Which in the books before I read it, I just read it because it's a capital O-A, so I thought it was O-A. Because you read comic books. It's interesting
Yeah.
to read comic books and see
Pronunciation.
that. Yeah, pronunciation of stuff. There's lots of things you mess up.
Wait, but were the words still together? O-A?
Yeah.
Like, the letter O and the letter A were together?
Yeah.
How would you pronounce
I don't
O-A?
know, man, because I
I
was...
don't understand that one at all.
So up there is the stupid little guardian.
So if they're
area.
immortals, so they don't age
Mm-mm.
unless they age into
Well, they age really slow.
oblivion.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's because that was my
Because they were
question.
young at some point.
What did they look like as kids? That was my
Just
question.
younger than that. Like, those look like it's like grandparents, but if you imagine them like younger.
Is that a son? Like, do they have a sun to power them over there on the left? Behind
Maybe,
them now?
I guess. I feel like they never really worried about that in the comic books.
No, I just kind of see it, and I'm like, oh,
There's a light.
yeah, it's a light. Where does their light come from?
It's the sun, I guess.
Do they have TV?
They don't need TV.
I feel well. Not everyone on this
This
planet
is
are
the
Green
precinct.
Lanterns, are they? Is everyone on this planet
Yes.
Green Lanterns? Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess that makes sense. They have stuff they got to do. Do they work in shifts, or is it just all the time? And so why are all these people here, not in the precinct?
This is the planet is the precinct.
But what? Wait, but what? What?
The planet Oa is the home of the Green Lanterns. That's the
Yeah,
precinct.
yeah, yeah. But these people, though, they patrol their own.
Sectors.
Oh, sectors is what I was looking for.
Mm.
So, what are they off duty of their sector?
I mean, I think there are some people that maybe move to Oa. There might be like janitors and shit. I guess. Like,
Terrible
that would
flying
be-
shot. Look at his face.
Yeah, it's obviously
Ryan.
his body is not connected to his head. But I like this. He's having a good time flying. Like he's a
Did
pilot.
you notice his feet were moving like a fish? On the left.
Oh, that's cool.
There's
No,
a
I
little
didn't.
mermaid action.
So I mean, that's he kind of flows with his like that he swims, so he flies.
I like the part where they at some point I think they might explain this. Or no, I think they explained earlier where it was like a subhuman, a subspecies because it had the muscular.
That's what it was talking about. Yeah, with
That was cool.
with Abin Sur.
I would
yeah.
totally believe that.
That is cool. Like, or we came from somewhere else. Like,
Right,
It shows that there's a common
exactly.
ancestry. That's what it was.
Yeah.
That was cool. I did enjoy that as well. Like, I was like, oh, that's a fun, like, they're throwing some science in there. So look, in turn that charges your lantern, which in turn charges your ring. So the lantern charges the ring, which is charged by the central power battery.
Is there any time where the power battery goes out? Has there been like
The
an
power
enemy
battery is
so
under
powerful?
attack and stuff. Or, like, really, Parallax is stored inside the power battery because it's a giant creature, right? It's a sentient creature. And so the only thing that can hold it is that much willpower of the central power battery. Like, the essence of willpower is holding back the essence of fear.
So the fear is inside the willpower?
Yeah, and then they break the central power battery to release Parallax.
Wouldn't that just like implode or like explode the
Oh
battery?
wait, there
too?
was Stell. So we just saw Stell. That was really cool. And there's Bzzzt. His name is Bzzzt. BZZD. And then in the background, right there, you saw that guy. That guy
Which
is
guy?
Boudica, the one that with like the forearms, his purple head. That was Boudica. He's actually the guy that's in charge of the. He kind of runs the computers.
Okay.
Kind of stuff. That's really cool. That's really
Yeah,
exciting. There's so many
Sinestro
good
again.
characters in here that are fun. I think we also saw Hanu a second ago, but I missed it because I was talking. But yeah, so here's Sinestro. He's kind of the head Green Lantern. He's always like, I was the best Green Lantern. Everyone thought he was the coolest until he went bad and became a Yellow Lantern. Because he was shunned away because Hal Jordan basically outed him, right? He's like, this guy's being a bad guy. Like, I'm new.
Can you switch between the green and the yellow at any time? Like, can you take off the yellow ring and
If
put on the
he's
green one?
allowed to, because like the Green Lantern, you have to be worthy, right? You have to be worthy of
Right,
the green.
yeah.
And if the Guardians take it away, it's like hard to get it back. But he does get it back at the end of Blackest Night. Hal Jordan is like, oh, there's that was
Was it the rock or the
Hanu was the Rock,
Okay.
yeah, and there's Stell was the robot looking dude, which is because there's Hanu, and that's really exciting. It's really exciting for me because we're seeing these guys in real life.
I had
Like,
no idea who the hell they are. I figured the
super
B was
exciting.
something.
Bzzzt, yeah.
Yeah.
I was hoping. In my head, I imagined it was Chip D, which is there's other guys. Oh, that lady is that's Boudica. Sorry, Salak is the guy with a bunch of arms that I was talking about earlier. Rotlop Than's in here somewhere. I just don't know where. See this robot. And I was just like, I don't know what I was saying. Oh, I was hoping it's chipped CH''P, which is a squirrel. Like it's a squirrel race, and it's a squirrel Green Lantern. Super
That could be
fun.
kind of fun.
And I thought that
Like-
in my head, Bzzzt was Chip D. So I was like, Sarah, there's a cool squirrel Green Lantern. It's exciting, but it wasn't him. And I think it's the end scene. You see Rotlop Than real quick, but pretty much everyone else you saw. We saw Bzzzt, we saw Handy, we saw Boudica, we saw Stella, we saw Salak.
Why did they shoot their power like that?
They're just like, woo!
Okay.
I don't think they were aiming to hurt anybody, but I was
No, I
thinking that
didn't
too.
see them aiming to hurt anyone. I just thought it was weird that they were
So here he's kind of showing them that you can make anything you want with your mind.
kind of a boring screensaver thing with his
Yeah,
mind.
it was kind of a dumb thing for him to show. You could have show like a whole like fish or something, like a whole or some interesting.
Do you think he knows he's a fish? Like, do you think he knows what he is on Earth?
I thought Hal Jordan mentioned earlier. He's like, you're like a fish man. Did you see that?
I don't know. I don't remember actually. Okay, so this he makes.
He's like trying to make it,
Nothing?
which means he just sucks with his mind. Mind sucks.
Making some rings, I
Like
guess.
it's a bunch of like he's trying to make those same thing, but he just can't
Ah,
freaking do
okay.
it. You know, so and like he sees the beep and then.
This
I love
fight
it.
scene bothered the hell out of me.
But I love Kilowog. He's one of my favorites. Kilowog's the best.
Why?
because he's boozers. Like he's this big like train. He is the trainer of new recruits, but he usually trains like a bunch of new recruits, not like a single dude. Because we're the other 4 guys that died, right? Earlier in the movie, they said that 4 of our Lannisters were taken from us, and one of them was, Abensur. So there should be 3 more new recruits that are training with Hal Jordan right now.
Right. Oh yeah, that's true.
Because 3 guys died, but no, they're just gonna have Hal Jordan. He's like a pink pig dude, and it's also what's the voice actor is the big black guy from the Daredevil movie who played Kingpin.
I have no idea what his name is, but I know who you're talking about.
And he was in The Green Mile, and he was in.
That was a weird scene where they. Michael Greenlee is his name.
Michael, yeah.
That was a weird scene where they just did a dissolve, and then now they're facing off against each other. It seemed like a scene from Mortal Kombat before they actually fight.
It's supposed to be, yeah. I think it's supposed to be this is supposed to be kind of a montage of him training, but it doesn't do it very well. Kind of like Captain America.
Does he have extra strength when using the?
He's it's almost like it envelops your muscle. So imagine if you had a power armor.
Yeah.
It'd be the similar thing.
So is it strong enough? So why wouldn't the dude? Why isn't this training guy using rocks that are he knows how strong the suit makes him? Why wouldn't he use rocks that were the same density?
No, because it's about your will. So you're as strong as your will is.
Oh, that makes sense.
So he's basically just trying to.
This was some pretty hardcore foreshadowing too. Like we were talking about foreshadowing earlier in the movie.
Yeah. We need to teach you how to beat Parallax right now, real quick.
Yeah, exactly.
It's interesting that you could even make a sun with gravitational pull with a construct. Usually it's physical things, but the fact that he could make something so real.
Could you do a fan? Could you sort of fan on and the fan blows people away?
Yeah, no, they do that.
Huh.
I mean, later he makes a jet engine with a propeller. And he pulls
that's true.
So, that's cool. And the Snatcher just shows up out of nowhere and just beats the living shit out of him. Because, see, this is the part that hurts me too. It's when I learned Abensur Ring chose you, I said there had to be a mistake. But they know that the Lanterns choose people worthy. So why would you doubt it? There is no mistake.
Do you think that they choose the people based on their past actions, or do these Lanterns know the future?
Both. Because by the time you're old enough to be it would know the kind of person you are.
Right.
And if you have the ability to overcome great fear, the ring will choose you. And Hal Jordan is actually the best Green Lantern. In the comic books, no one ever... Even though Sinestro is also really awesome, but he's bad. But he's bad for his own reasons. Just like Vegeta. That's the best way to explain him is, he can be really evil, but in his head, it's the fucking best plan. And it might actually be a better plan than the good guy has. But it's not the good way to go.
Why does he choose a sword?
And then he chooses 2 swords.
Why
not make 2 swords right now?
Or he can make a shield or something.
He can make anything he wants.
At what point do we actually get the knowledge that he knows how to sword fight?
I agree with that too. I thought that was dumb. He's doing some pretty fancy moves. It's not like a dude. I appreciate when he pulls out the Gatling gun.
I'm confused as to why he had why he stabbed him in the back and nothing happened.
Because he moved sideways and it just bounced off of the
great.
thing. But I noticed that too. It's kind of like a pawn shot first scenario.
Yeah.
So he grabs him with that. That was a cool. That was a move from the comics, the game, the Injustice, when you yank someone in with the things. He has the chainsaw.
Chainsaw was interesting.
He's got a smaller sword now.
It would be cooler if you could show the blade actually attacking his.
That's a classic move, also in Injustice, the video game. You make the little they took a lot of these moves from that. The Gatling gun also.
They took a lot of those moves, yeah.
Well,
I thought that was Captain America's shield,
but it's not because they're not in the same universe.
I agree.
But it totally is. He throws it like Captain America's shield too. Yep. I thought that was funny. So he's at the point where he's just controlling shit. He doesn't even need the he's far away. It's not attached to him, and he throws a boom, gets punched. Oh, sliced. Oh, I'm so scared. I'm a little weenie. Fucking.
Is he crying?
He might be.
I think he's sweating.
It's just tears of
sweat cry.
Yeah, sweat cry. He's all mad that Abensur is dead and he took over for him. But that's a classic trope. Oh, you're taking over for the guy. How many movies do that? This movie, that's I think the biggest problem with this movie is it's every single trope you've ever
It's every single thing where the guy wants to get the girl and they have a complicated relationship and then he has to save her.
Prove himself to the thing that he's supposed to do.
But when he proves himself to everyone else, he really proves something within himself.
Yeah, you really grew up, Hal Jordan. They even fucking say that. Oh. Literally, it's word for word by the end of this movie.
I'm only human. That's such a cliche line too.
Yeah, a few days ago, we thought we were the only ones. See, then this guy, Tomoray's the ring chose you, you have nothing to fucking worry about.
What does he do? Is he a smart guy?
Tomorray?
Yeah.
He has his own sector. He's his own jam.
But is he a smart guy, though? You have another guy who's a tech guy. This guy's the brute.
He's kind of like the... he's like the very not smart, but I feel like wise.
Okay.
He always plays like a wise role, like a mentor, kind of like a literal mentor. Like you can ask him questions, be like, "Hey, I'm having trouble here. Like I don't know what to do."
So did he just open up a wormhole by himself to get back to
I
Earth?
think he just flew back home.
How in the hell he went through a black hole
Yeah.
to get to the
You might
main
have taken
planet?
the same black hole back. You take the third black hole on the right, and you get home. You get off at exit black hole 2,
Yeah, that makes sense.
and you get
That
back
makes
to
sense.
Earth. That's how it works.
So he took the ring off
Realistically,
now.
he would have asked the ring how to get home, and it would have told him how to do it.
The ring can do stuff.
The ring can't do stuff, but it can guide you. It's connected to the central power battery, meaning it has like all the computer knowledge of the. They kind of announced that too. That he remember when he was like, "I'm in sector 23, 24, whatever he fucking said," because the ring also gives him all the knowledge too. So he kind of
Puts it in his head.
Yeah,
That's how he learned the oath.
right.
Okay, now.
But
I'm
when he
getting
was
it now.
being zapped and stuff, like it
Right.
was basically not brainwashing is a good word, but like putting all the knowledge that he needed to be a Green Lantern in his head.
Right.
So
Okay.
probably the knowledge of actually how to utilize all the constructs, not by accident, but on purpose, stuff like that. You just need to train him.
I hate when there's people that are mean to smart people in movies. I always feel really bad. Like bullies, it always makes me feel really bad.
It makes you feel bad?
Yeah, it makes me feel like a bummer. He gets his, but I just feel bad for the dude.
Yeah. Me too. I feel like they make Hector Hammond Hector Hammond in this movie feels a lot like Jamie Foxx in when he was Electro.
Yeah.
Very similar story arcs, kind of like
Yeah.
they like or jealous kind of, but respect the hero when they're
It's near the
shitty.
same story arc.
Yeah.
That's weird.
And then once he becomes powerful, he becomes evil because he hears other people's thoughts and he can't handle it and wants to be the hero or the whatever. It's the same thing.
Ah.
It's terrible CG again.
Yeah, he didn't kick anyone in the back of the head when he
It was
was
amazing,
flinging over
actually.
them.
It was really impressive on Hector Hammond's part to like make sure he didn't hit anybody on his way.
Why isn't anyone running out of the room?
Yeah, that would freak people out more. It's not like there's springs in those seats.
Right. They know it clearly wasn't something like that. It was something weird.
And I appreciate though that he's trying to figure out what's wrong with him. But also he's not like he even tells his dad like right after this, I think it was, or maybe it was before. It was after this because it's already when he can read minds, but we'll get there. But he's kind of like, well, I'm not even that qualified to do this. Like it seems like he's obviously a college professor, but like a shitty college professor, right?
Well, they explained why he did it though, right?
Well, because he's like, I'm connected and I want you to have
Yeah.
money. But also these phones are.
What does his dad do?
His dad's like a senator.
So they live in the same city as the senator, as the council office, I guess.
Yeah, or maybe he's the mayor.
Nah, that's not a mayor's
That's
office.
a senator's office, I
Yeah.
think. Like I'm assuming I think they call him senator later.
Why does he hunch like that? He definitely doesn't.
Also,
need to hunch
he almost
like
looks the
that.
same age of his dad because of
He
his
does.
like.
Well, he
like,
looks terrible. He
I
just
think-
looks awful.
I don't think he would be balding if his dad isn't.
That's not a very good bald hair piece, by the way. Like
Yeah.
that's pretty noticeable.
It's a bad bald hair piece.
It's
kind of
gray.
like I was actually watching Little Nicky, right, the Adam Sandler movie,
Yeah.
and I noticed because it's finally in HD. Or no, it wasn't. It was still actually SD, but because it's a big screen or something, I don't know. But he definitely the guy who plays the actor that's in Grandma's Boy and stuff.
Mhm.
He definitely like shaved because he was supposed to be balding in that. Like he shaved
Yeah.
his head and was
Did
wearing
he have like stubble or
makeup
something?
or something.
Oh,
You could almost
jeez.
see the stubble. It was like, wow, you know. He's like, oh, because I'm
I wish I knew who he was. He's got to be a senator though, because he didn't have enough money. Well, no, he's
also
a
manipulating.
government contractor. I thought because he has enough money to buy.
No, because
the
he's in
Harris.
charge of the whole. He's not trying to buy Ferris Airlines. The government was trying to buy the airplanes off of Ferris Airlines. I think
Yeah.
he's a high end government dude, senator guy that's in charge of weapons and aliens. I guess.
Why do they all have such crappy phones?
It's weird, right? 'Cause 2011.
2013. Oh wait, I keep changing the date. I think
11
I
was
think
when
it's
it came out.
2011.
And there's no way it was 2013. Must have been 2011. So if we're gonna assume 2011, that was what 4 years ago. I totally had an iPhone 4.
Yeah,
Or
those
2011.
were big then. And did you have a flip phone? That didn't make any sense.
No one had flip phones.
I thought they would at least do a scene where he would throw the ring away and the ring would come back. Because I'm assuming the ring would come back if he loses it.
No, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like if he,
I
no one
thought
else,
if he loses the lantern.
no one else can wear the ring.
Right.
But you obviously see, it's all just for a second. It said 2312.
Uh-huh.
2314 is Earth, so you can see he's pretty damn close.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I don't know how big sectors are huge, but still, like if you're in one of the 3,600 sectors and you're 2 away, you're still relatively close. So all these people that are here, I'm going to start to see who gets killed. If anyone like super actually important gets killed, as far as like, or they just made up characters. So I was trying to pay attention last time, but I couldn't remember everyone. I think Stell dies here. So look, there's Sinestro says like I'm okay, I'm Sinestro. Fear guy goes, he attacks random guy I don't know, another random guy I don't know.
I thought that was to do with the tentacles.
No, it's a different guy. Another alligator guy I've seen
alligator.
before, but
That's
he's
cool.
a fear lantern I think when I've seen him last time. So I guess they kind of those might have all been yellow lanterns.
But
Like
people that are that strong and who deserve the ring, how do they have fear?
well, that's because this thing is so fucking terrifying. Like that's
Yeah.
the whole idea is like
I guess
they're
it's-
finally so scared. And that guy's really powerful at this point, even though it's not the parallax, like I said, it's just like a fallen lantern. So he's like, yeah, we all lost. I didn't. I got out of there. I wonder how.
Yeah, I wonder how as well. He cut a deal
Everyone
with him or
else
something?
around him just got decimated. And he's probably like, whoop, see you later, and just like ran away. or
If he ever
whatever.
gets super scared, can the ring abandon him? Can the ring be like, you're not worthy anymore?
I think so. I think if you lose sight of what makes you a Green Lantern, you can be enveloped by fear and then get defeated by yellow. I think
Yeah.
it's more of like a. In the comic books, Sinestro, it was always kind of like yellow versus green, and then they decided all these other colors happened relatively recently. 2011 is about the time Blackest Night came out, and all those other
Is
ring
that
colors
post or
besides
pre New
Sapphire.
52?
This is pre.
No, yours. The
Oh,
Blackest Night that you're
Blackest
talking
Night is pre, but everything that happened in Blackest Night and Brightest Day continues on through New 52.
about. Okay.
Because Sinestro, or Green Lantern number 1, Sinestro's a Green Lantern, but he's a Green Lantern because of the events of Brightest Day. When he became the first White Lantern. Just like, it was such a moment of Dragon Ball Z when he was the first White Lantern, because he's like, you see, I am the greatest of all lanterns. I don't know, such a fucking...
So what can he do with life? If death, he can bring people back.
White is
What-
like the most, it's like turning Super Saiyan. It's like, it's so...
just destroying
it's every
whatever he
color.
wants.
It's just all, it's all the
I was
colors.
wondering if there was one that had all the colors.
It's pretty much
Okay,
white is
that's
just like,
cool, I guess.
boom, black is like,
I thought when you combine all the colors, it makes black.
no. White is all the colors, black is the absence of.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And so, So now he's like, his idea is let's get yellow power to fight yellow power, which doesn't not really a good idea.
No.
It's still, I still don't understand that being an actual good concept. Like, let's fight yellow with yellow. It's like, well, if you fight will with will, I'm sure you could beat somebody, but it's not like if you have better willpower, you can overcome fear. So you should be trying to release Ion, which is the parallax of, like, because parallax is the like creature of yellow, where Ion is the creature of green.
Just have fight it out.
Yeah, I mean, because what happens in the comics is Kyle Rayner eventually becomes the kind of like this. The Guardian was like the parallax is inside of him, right? He gets enveloped by it. He's such a great Green Lantern, Kyle Rayner, that Ion lives in him. So he's like always so powerful because Ion's just always just hanging out in his body, so he never runs out of energy. He's like the most badass guy.
Did these guys know each other?
I assume they grew up together.
So
I think all three of them grew up together, or somehow because of the Senator, he was around when they were younger too.
right.
Because the Senator seems to know how, and he's like, your dad was the best pilot because he was around when his dad blew up.
Okay.
So we're gonna assume that maybe they're all kids together because the dad knew his dad, who knew Carol's dad,
I wonder
and
if
they
his
all hung out
dad made
together.
him blow it up.
No, his dad. The
bet
guy
his
is
dad-
not
I
a
bet his
bad guy.
dad
He's
put
just
a
an
wrench-
asshole.
He put a wrench inside of the
He
engine.
didn't put a
and blew it
wrench.
up.
There was no.
You heard it here first. That's what
Damn it,
happened.
Chris. That's not how it happened.
That is what happened.
He's not necessarily a bad guy. He's just an asshole. You know.
You too.
He's not supposed to his son, and like even Hal Jordan there, I feel like Hector Hammond should be nicer to Hal because he was trying to be like, well, the smart guys.
Was there a notice to that plane that was just there?
No,
So there's no
Just a
reference.
it might have been maybe the plane he took off the hangar.
See, I don't like those. The bummers are. It wasn't the plane that took off the hangar. The bummers are like when they in Marvel, every little shot they do without a main character in it is a reference to something. In this, it's just literally a movie.
It's because this had nothing related to anything else. They were trying their best to keep it.
Yeah, but it
unrelated.
could have gotten like something cool with the novels or something.
I mean, I agree. Like even in the first Captain America movie, when it's back in the 40s and they're showing like that, it's like it was like that convention or whatever with Howard Stark. You see the synthetic man who's the first fire. What's his name? What's Flame On? God damn it.
Human Torch?
Human Torch. The original Human Torch is called the Synthetic Man. It was a guy created in a lab that was on fire. He was the hero versus Namor, who's basically Aquaman but a super badass version. And Human Torch and Namor fought all the time because Human Torch was like the savior of the people in the 1940s, and like Namor was like this, not alien, but he was from Atlantis. You know, he was not human.
Right.
And he'd be like, I'm going to take over the world, and Human Torch would come and try to save the day, and they reinvented Human Torch as the Fantastic Four. but they show the synthetic man in that shot, like in a hot second. So that'd be a fun commentary to do because there's so many references. Captain America, as bad of a movie as I mean, it's not bad, but I don't like it.
Yeah, it's not great.
But there's really fun references in that movie. So maybe we'll do another commentary on Captain America at some point.
Okay.
Could be fun.
Now, Ferris Aircraft. Is this like a... Did they rent this place? Or is
This is this is the front of their building, I think. But this is the
That is
party
a weird-ass building.
because of what Blake Lively's character, what Carol Ferris did. She still sold the plane.
Right.
So they mentioned that briefly, but first you're like, why is there a party? And you're like, oh, well, because even though they just fixed everything the hell fucked up, so everyone was all upset and all these people were fired really prematurely, like extremely. If within a week,
Yeah, probably could have waited out a little bit.
Yeah, you know.
So
and
he
not
just took that
fire
champagne
everyone.
from that dude. That was gross.
Yeah, that was funny. I thought that was funny because he just takes it from the closest guy possible, but she drinks it, which is gross.
Yeah, that's the gross part. You're right.
Yeah. You know, so
Look at the hairline. It's just so fake.
what I appreciate about this movie, and they're not doing really as well with the other DC stuff, that especially DC TV, is everyone's hair color is correct. That's a weird thing to complain about, but her hair is brown.
Oh, and
how Jordan's hair is brown. You know, her hair is blonde in real life, so they had to dye it.
Oliver Queen's hair is yellow, is blonde in the
blonde,
in the
but
books.
it's kind of dirty blonde,
Yeah.
brown, and then
He's got
Barry's
long
hair
hair.
is blonde.
Is it? Yeah, you're right. But Barry's also super buff, in the novels.
Yeah, but even so,
super
they could have
buff.
made his hair blonde.
Yeah. Well, no, this kid didn't look right.
He wouldn't look. They probably tried. They're like, that looks
Yeah,
terrible.
they're like, this is
But
dumb.
still, it's kind of like it's a weird thing to be upset about or like even comment on because he just nails it. Like I said, we love the Flash. Like
We do.
don't get
We
us
love The
wrong,
Flash.
we fucking love that show. But it's kind of like at the beginning, I was like, come on, you like, why change that?
So he is a senator. Someone just
Senator.
said by senator.
So
So
senator,
we do know
You're
that
right,
he is a senator.
And so he's like, I'm gonna use my mind powers to blow that up and blow.
Why
up
does
my
he think
dad's
he can
plane.
do that though? Oh, because he flew
that
kid.
kid, yeah, and he probably tested it in his room or something. I would. They shouldn't show that.
Yeah, they didn't show that. They didn't show
I'm sure
a
he
lot
would be
of, they didn't show
practicing.
a lot of stuff.
It was
in
probably
this
like
movie.
Chronicle. This is also the same story arc as Chronicle, where a kid that's always getting picked on and stuff gets superpowers, and then he becomes a bad guy.
Oh, that was a good movie.
Oh, great movie.
I enjoyed that.
That's Max Landis. Max
yeah,
Landis
he
is
was
great stuff.
really good.
Did you ever hear Max Landis' pitch for his version of Peter Pan?
No.
Oh, man, there's a Nerdist episode with Max Landis on it. You should go back
Is
and
it
listen.
really?
Yeah, and he
I think I may
basically
have
pitches it, and it's like he starts telling the story. You don't know it's Peter Pan, but you like figure it out. It's like this guy who used to be like a captain for all these like European fleets, like back.
How
in the
has no
day.
one gotten killed yet?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing that no one died here.
So European fleets.
And he had a son when he was younger, but the son died of some disease, and then he gets washed up, and he gets one mission to take a courier somewhere, and he's on the mission, and there's like supposed to like U.S. versus Europe or something, and all of a sudden like explosion happens, and the boat starts flying, and he crashes, and he ends up and he loses his hand to an alligator, and you realize this guy's Captain Hook. So like this character that was like the main character in the beginning of this movie that Max
I
Landis is
think I
pitching.
do remember that.
Yeah, and then he's always trying to save Peter, but Peter's just a fucking asshole, and all the Lost Boys are assholes. But he's actually the good guy. Like it's Captain Hook being the good guy, and because Peter reminds him of his son that died, so he's always trying to be like Peter, come with me, and Peter's always being a fucking little douchebag. I thought it was like the most fascinating version of Peter Pan I've ever heard in my life. That'll never happen because Max Landis is like it can't. Like there's rights and stuff, and no one wants to make this movie. Even though that Blackbeard, like Hugh Jackman's gonna be Blackbeard in that Peter Pan movie. That there was just a trailer. It's
I
called
didn't know
Pan.
there was a new one coming out.
Yeah, it's called
Oh,
Pan.
yeah. Isn't that the female? And the daughter of Stay Off My Lawn, Talking Chair, Gran Torino.
I never saw Gran Torino.
Who's the dude? Who's the old guy in Gran Torino?
It's Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood's daughter is playing Peter Pan.
What?
Yeah, I believe so.
Clint Eastwood's son apparently is a lady heartthrob.
Yeah, I
He's
don't know.
apparently a
I don't
handsome
remember.
gentleman.
He's in some movie, The Vow, I think. One of the new Nicholas Sparks movies.
Nicholas Sparks. They're always the same movie. People are like, "Let me go see that." I'm like, "You saw it like 17
this one has
times."
to do with like bull riding, which I think another one
is
had to
that
do with bull
really?
riding.
Is that the Eastwood?
Yeah. That's the longest ride. That's what it's called.
Longest
Longest ride.
It's not as good as the longest yard. So, Green Lantern just showed up.
Why weren't more people staring? Okay, so why does she have a touch
We
screen?
totally, look at her with her fancy phone.
And there's definitely that was a weird.
So we just totally missed all the Green Lantern stuff talking about Gran Torino and Peter Pan, but it was pretty cool.
He made a Hot Wheels track, which I get that he did it because it was a reference to the beginning of it, but that was the most inefficient way to slow down a car.
Truly inefficient. I mean,
and he sped it up at the top. Like he was.
He
like,
could have
let's
made a
get this
really
vertical
cool
force.
like net or
Yep.
like some kind of baseball glove. Like classic Green Lantern, you know what he would have done? He would use the baseball glove, grabbed it and like caught it like in a baseball glove and then set it down on the ground.
Yeah.
Like that's what he would in the comic books. Real easy and simple. But they used their whole budget on CG apparently on that one scene because for the rest of the movie it's still a crappy CG.
Did they really?
No, I mean like I think they used all their CG budget on the constructs,
Oh.
but they
Oh,
couldn't
God.
put it in the. So here's him screaming, and I guess his screams because technically in this version of Hector Hammond he got his powers from the yellow
Right.
fear stuff that was inside Abin Sur. It hears him and is like, "Oh, my brethren or my little
Son
baby
or child,
something,
you know, like
yeah,
a- like a
is on
spider
Earth."
egg.
So I'm gonna go check that place out. So that seems cool. And then later, obviously, he finds out that Hal Jordan is Hal Jordan because Hal Jordan touches his Green Lantern ring to Hector Hammond's head.
Ugh.
So yeah, and he's like, "I want girl. I have a creepy head, but I'll take her." So we assume like his skull.
It looks like he's becoming the dude from or one of the Guardians.
Kind of.
He looks like it in his brain.
Okay, so the friend just showed up.
Tom.
And so he's saying, oh yeah, I
He's
helped
just
you
pretty
out.
much showing him that he knows that's who it is.
Yeah, he's also like, I helped you out, so you bet you owe me because I picked you up when there was an alien on the ground.
He said he was saving hundreds. I don't think there were hundreds of people at that party. I would say 200 tops.
That's still hundreds.
Ah, damn it. You're right. I guess logistics. But
You owe me.
what does he want to do? Oh, so he wants to.
I also don't
transform into
appreciate
the guy.
that when he charges the ring in like 3 seconds, he doesn't say the whole oath. And I'm sure that's for time, but that's how you charge that
That
shit.
is weird. Yeah, that's.
He just kind of touches it and he's
totally
like,
not
coward! And I'm like, fuck you. That's not how it works. You have to say the whole oath. Do the whole oath into the ring and you charge it. There's actually a really good song
Middle
by the
finger.
band called Kirby Crackle.
Okay.
It's called Ring Capacity, and it's basically like you're listening to a fight between Hal Jordan and Sinestro, but it's a song. Really awesome. And like they keep saying the 23.3%, and there's like, and they sing in brightest day and blackest night. You know, it's really cool. It's really fun. This is always fun. They got to make it comedic, so it's like, oh, the power didn't think I did the whole arm thing. Which why would you do that anyway? Is that necessary? Okay, he just touches it. Here it goes. I have to recharge it because he knows.
Well, you think he would know that from the beginning?
Whoop! Look, he just touches it. It doesn't say the oath, but it's charged. That's all it takes.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. That's not. That's
Now pay
totally
attention.
not what you've told me this
Woohoo!
whole time.
Yeah. Ah, Green. Ah, you're hilarious, Tom. Tom, you have a bigger part in this movie than you would in the comic books. The comic books, you were just a mechanic. You were Hal Jordan's mechanic. You weren't a fancy computer man.
So wait, did Hal Jordan race drones in the comic book at any point, like
I
he
don't
did?
think
in this?
so. No. I think he's just a really good fighter pilot.
That was pretty ahead of his time, though. I'll give you that. In 2011, and they were racing drones.
Yeah. I'm sure that the military was actually doing that at the time.
Yeah, I
mean,
guess
come
that's
on.
True. Yeah, I guess
They
that's true.
they've had like jetpacks and shit. They're just not showing us.
There's your problem. What is happening now?
She's doing work at the office.
Yeah, but the green light.
It's because he's flying. When you're flying, you have a green light around you.
I don't remember this part.
You were sleeping?
I was definitely asleep in this part of the movie.
Yeah, he comes and sees her. I like this part a lot, actually, because at first I was watching it with Sarah, and she was like, how does she not know that that's how, like...
Right. Look at
But
his hair.
give it a second, and he's like, excuse me, man. Like, he has a voice modulator at this point. He does. But it's not even, like, as good as Barry Allen's. It's, like, a really shitty voice modulator.
Really?
And she's like, yeah, no, I'm glad to have a chance to thank you, because she's being all coy. And
Maybe
like,
it's because his eyes were
just
a
doing my
different
job.
color.
No, wait, you'll see. And then she goes, she gets a little bit closer, and then she's like, you saved my life, and then looks at him, because anyone who would look at anybody like that, close, that had sex with somebody, would be like, oh,
Right.
Hal?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
There's
Which
right
I
there.
really appreciated. Like, I really
That's.
genuinely appreciated this moment
I'll give you that.
of this movie, of her
That's
being
good.
like, you just have a little fucking domino mask.
Now, I would say I'd be way more freaked out than what she's doing right now.
Yeah, well, she's a bad actress.
Yeah.
So, this is as good as she
I
got.
like this. This is the shit where you go to the loony bin because your brain just like cracks in half.
I mean, I think maybe, but also we have to. I don't know. I guess in a world where we can assume that there's a Batman and a Superman.
People are just okay with. Well, no, because that's Batman and Superman maybe.
Or a Flash, or a Martian.
I'll give you that.
Manhunter.
Yeah, I'll give you that because if people.
But we don't know that that's a thing because this is not related to anything else.
Right, and now they're on top. Because this is a weird part. I kept like waking up and then falling asleep in like weird moments when watching this movie. And now, because he just take the. I remember because they explained this in the movie in the beginning of it. He can take the mask off whenever people know it's him.
No, like the mask will automatically
In danger?
disappear when his identity is not needed to be kept.
Right.
But I don't think it's a very
Why
good
wouldn't it
identity
just?
keeper.
Why would he
anyway.
keep his identity around the girl when if the thing's
he's
so in tune
in
with
his-
his body, then
in his
they
head,
would know.
he's supposed to. In his head, he thinks she doesn't want her to know, and then when she finds out, he just.
I guess that's
whatever.
true.
As soon as she's like, "I know it's you," it
Yeah,
disappears.
that's weird. Got her a necklace.
Also,
So-
he's like, "It's yours." He says like it's a gift, but that thing will disappear as soon as he stops concentrating on it.
Right.
The second he stops thinking about that, this could disappear, which is a really good ploy when you think about it. Like if you're like, "Here's a really cool necklace. Oh, thanks, you're so sweet," and then he walks away and then disappears.
No, that's very mean.
But then she wouldn't know that it was his fault. She'd think it was stolen.
What? No, if she's wearing it. Nope, it didn't work like that. He's concentrating really hard on that necklace.
Yeah, the whole
and not
time.
on
It's
her.
like you know.
He's got really great brain. Does he get increased brain capacity when he gets the suit? Because
No.
I don't know of anyone who can concentrate on something that hard and keep a very deep
I
conversation
can't.
going.
I mean, I have a really hard time multitasking.
I don't understand it.
I'm really bad actually at it overall. So you know, this is him like
Pretty good at walking
and then
away.
she kind of gets disgusted by his like. You should probably be committed to something. If you're not
Yeah.
gonna be committed to me, then be committed to this new job you got because obviously, it's pretty sweet. You know,
What would Ryan Reynolds look like blonde?
I mean he's
That
not,
would be fun,
but he
just for the hell of it.
like for
He'd
what?
be like Ryan Gosling when he went blonde for Place Beyond the Pines. Great movie.
I never saw that movie.
Oh, it was a fantastic movie.
Yeah, it seems
Really
too
good.
serious for me.
It was probably way too serious for you. If you don't like
Thanks.
serious movies, oh
Yeah,
man,
I'm
it
not
was a
big-
fantastic
I mean, like I
movie.
see a serious movie and I appreciate it, but after I walk out, I'm like that was a waste of my 2 hours because when movies are serious and I want to rewatch them, I'm like, then why did I? Like I don't know. I want a
No,
movie that
just
I want to enjoy.
This
my 2
one's got
hours.
so many different layers though, so that you can actually watch it and then you're like, whoa, and then when you watch it again, you're like, oh, I get the symbolism and the foreshadowing of what that was going to be. Great movie. Anyway, so now they're saying goodnight. Also,
No, she's mad at him.
that's his office though.
That's
Or
her
that's her
office,
office.
yeah.
Is what I meant.
She walks away and cries in the corner.
Of course she does.
'Cause she's like, I love him, but
Blake, you're so much more powerful than that.
I love him, but he's such a fuck up.
What else was Blake Lively in?
She
Was
was
she
just
in-
in Age of Adeline.
Yeah, yeah. Was she in the one with
She was in Gossip Girl.
That was the movie. It
It's
was
a show.
Gossip Girl.
It's a TV
show. Sorry, the show that was on for a couple seasons. But okay, so hold on. This dude was stalking her, right?
Yeah, totally.
He clearly wasn't
He's a
following.
totally creepy stalker. There's gonna be a
Okay.
point when we get to later when he reads Hella Jordan's mind that I want to point out something due to his creepiness. So he was totally stalking her, and he's like, Green Lantern's over there, and he's like, dang it, she likes the Green
Oh
Lantern.
my god.
And then he's like, oh man, my
Face.
things are really getting there.
Oh, who's there? Oh no.
Oh, it's Waller, Amanda
Oh
Waller.
no.
And she would just come up with a gun and shoot him right in the head. So it was kind
You
of
would
Waller.
think that.
She has no.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, don't touch him.
See now, this is where.
Why did it just flash white?
Because
Did you
she's
see
reading
that?
her mind.
Oh.
She's like, "What the heck happened?" See.
Oh, there we go.
And this is where I realized she was Waller because right here, Joseph Waller.
Joseph Waller.
I was like, "Oh, she's Amanda Waller."
Who is Joseph Waller?
That's just her husband, I assume.
Oh, so
But
you
I saw the
didn't
Waller.
hear the last name at
Right.
the beginning. Okay,
Uh-huh.
got it.
And so I was like, "Oh, she is Amanda Waller.
Interesting.
Great, good times." Yeah. And when the first time I saw this movie, I didn't know enough about comics to even know who Amanda Waller was. So when I rewatched it this time
I don't
the
know
other
enough
day,
about comics. I just watched TV
but
shows.
there was no TV shows at the time
Right,
either.
right.
You know, so.
So how did they? Again, he's doing that weird leaning thing. I just hate
That's
how he
just
walks.
How he jam. That's his jam.
He should have more confidence now. Look how he's smiling. He should have way more confidence now,
He should be
knowing.
like walking down.
Right. He does that at one point, doesn't he? No, Ryan Reynolds does. I meant to bring that up. He does that at one point, like Spider-Man, when he was strutting down the street. He did that when he came in contact with the fish guy.
Oh yeah.
I was like, dude, come on.
Spider-Man 3. This movie has a lot of Spider-Man 3 in it.
It does.
A
There's
lot.
a lot going on.
A lot of like too many enemies.
Yeah.
Like you've got Sinestro, you've got.
Well, you
Dr.
don't technically have
Hagen,
Sinestro.
but still, he's kind of an adversary at least. He's kind of like, you're a piece of shit. Jordan, I hate you. But then you got Hector Hammond, you got Parallax. Too much going on in this movie.
Yeah. It's just, and anytime he speaks now when he's crazy, he just sounds like he's high. But again, what bothers me even more is that you can see how great that prosthetic is. Why couldn't they make a prosthetic mask?
Yeah, I think
It
practical
just
effects
doesn't make
are just
sense
the way
to
to
me.
go. And I think maybe at the time they were like, let's do cool CG stuff because we can.
Let's try. It just
Yeah,
doesn't.
it's kind of like now I think everyone's understanding when you go back, like if you go back watch the original Alien or Aliens, right? They're all suits and shit,
Yep.
so it still looks good, right? Even Terminator 2, which did have the CG for the liquid guy, but he was supposed to be liquidy and stupid ass looking, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
But the Terminator was with prosthetics and stuff. Prosthetics hold up. until we get to, I don't know, maybe 20 years from now, CG. I think Rocket Raccoon. I think CG, if you do it right, will hold up now.
Well, I would say.
But then we thought this was good. I mean, not this particularly, but we thought CG was good back then
and now
too.
his eyes are white again. And so the green. I guess I could say the reason he was Green Lantern, like he has the CGI suit, is because I guess since they're showing all the other Green Lanterns, they can't. They're not. Half of them aren't even real. More than half of them. Like 90% of the Green Lanterns show aren't even real, so it would look really weird how he.
Also,
has
they kind of wanted
suit.
to make him look like if you're scales, you have scales.
Yeah, and
if
if
humanoid,
he's
you have like
muscle body.
Yeah.
Which I don't quite get because the purple guy didn't have the electrical looking body, and if he's an ancestor of the human, and humans don't have electricity running through them, so I still don't really get the energy part. If the purple guy didn't have the energy part.
Yeah. What do you mean? Like no, that's only when he's like really concentrating. Like he's focusing all the light to
got
do
it.
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, ow!
Right in his eyeball or his head.
What was that stuff? Was it like antidote? But
that
they don't
was
even know if
it
it's
was to
antidote.
make you fall asleep.
Okay. Oh, that's a
That
weird
was such
space.
a dumb like pickup. Like when he flew himself
run!
up.
Seriously?
Yeah, no, he's like, oh, I tripped you.
Oh,
It's
no.
like, Amanda, well, I was flat on the ground. That's so dumb
Oh,
too.
jeez.
That was really rough.
Yep. She's very
Oh,
dangerous.
got you, Dad.
Oh, now he's just gonna kill his dad.
Oh, not yet.
Oh, going in there.
And then this guy comes and he just stops it all with his like mind powers. Oh,
Ow.
knocked him to his heads together. Classic.
You think they're dead, or you think, oh, he's got a lot of brain power?
Oh,
Oh, no.
it shocks them all. That's cool. And this part was cool.
It was interesting.
Interestingly cool. Not like cool, but you know, it was like Hector's like, oh, be quiet, don't worry, I'll take care of you, or whatever. Because that's what his dad just said to him. Oh, sick burn.
Just remember that. They do a lot of those callbacks.
A lot.
Everybody's got a relationship
And
with
like
their
how
dad.
Jordan kind of came out of fucking
How does he
nowhere,
find
'cause
him?
He saw the dots on his ring, and the ring told him there was danger somewhere.
Ugh.
Couple
How does he
seconds
know
ago.
those are dots?
Because
That's danger.
they told him earlier. They said your ring will alert you when there's danger.
No, I
in
guess
it.
you're right. Yeah, it's fine, I guess.
But I appreciate
and there
that
was
was
a pool.
a crazy construct.
That's great.
Like I feel like that's never happened in the comic books where he made water.
But now what's he doing?
He pushed her out of there. He got her out of there.
Well, like, where does she end up?
I don't know. He probably lets it fall apart. Now, could
Flamethrower
you
or
make a
something?
flame? This is my. That was
It
a
does
question.
melt ice.
I've watched a lot of. I mean, I've read a lot of Green Lantern. I don't remember them ever making like. It would have to be green flames.
If they can create a sun, then
Yeah, but the sun was still green, and it was just.
valid.
I think it would be green flames, but it wouldn't be a.
Yeah, it shouldn't be
flame.
orange because it's really close to yellow. Looks like fear.
Well, yeah, and orange would never. He couldn't actually make a flamethrower that had flame. He's not. It's all in his head, so
Right.
it wouldn't be flames.
It would just be green.
It would be green. It'd be what a flamethrower is, but it would be a construct version
represented
of
by
it.
the
Yeah,
represented by the will.
right.
Willpower.
So, like, yeah, he can make a sniper rifle, but the bullets would still be bullets made of green light.
Right. So what is happening to him right now?
He's just knocked out. They're both kind of like tired, I guess, or like out of energy. I think Hector Hammond's holding him there with his mind.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, what's he touching for?
He's touching him
Oh.
so he can see their memories because they show that with Amanda
Got
Waller.
it, yeah.
But the best part is coming up right now. So he's like, "Oh man, you're Hal Jordan. That's crazy. Hal, how you doing, buddy?" I kind of like that. Like he's like, "Oh hi, we're friends."
Everybody has that relation when they notice it's him. Like, oh hey man.
Yeah,
How's it going?
Hal, how have you?
No one
been?"
freaks out like they should. He obviously
Well,
doesn't need to
he's
freak
fucked
out.
up anyway.
Yeah, he's gone.
And then
It
wait,
just
this
goes
is the
back
best part
to
too. When
Blake.
Hal's trying to get up, he's using his like mind powers to hold him down on the ground.
Okay.
Right, and then he touches him again, and I don't think this is kind of gross and weird. If I was Hector Hammond and I really was obsessed with Blake Lively's character, and I
You would
wanted
go
to see,
I already know where
you
you're
know what I'm
going.
saying?
Yep.
He wouldn't just see like, oh, you
The last
screwed
time
up.
they just talked to each other.
Yeah, he would definitely see the last time
They
that they
did it.
flew together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I definitely get you.
Immediately I was pulled out. I was like, that's not what that guy would look for.
Nope.
He's a creeper, a
Yep.
stalker, creepy.
I get
Creeper
exactly
guy.
what you're talking about.
Totally, he would just watch them have sex. Maybe he did, but they didn't show it because it's PG-13.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's
There's not even a
out of place. There's not even a question.
No.
He would totally do that, right?
Oh, what's he doing to his dad?
He's
made
making
his
him
dad
fly.
is just levitating. Oh. Oh no.
He shows him in there.
Oh, he's good. He just wanted him to go
No
in there.
flamethrower.
Oh
Burns him
no,
alive.
he's burned.
Hal Jordan failed.
Uh-oh.
No.
Aw, man, that stinks. The senator's dead.
Ooh, that senator sucked
I
anyway.
wonder who's
He was
going to
a
take
bad
over
man.
for him.
He was a bad man.
Oh.
But now, this is a weird part too. He's just like, he holds
Punching
the ring
really
to
hard.
his head so that, like, is he
Ew.
punching him really hard with it?
Ew.
Is he knocking him out with it? But then, see, this is where Parallax sees Hal Jordan because it's connected through Hector Hammond. And then I guess we're assuming, because later on he mentions it, that Hal Jordan sees this vision too, because it's connected to Hector Hammond. So now he's going to go there to absorb that energy so he can defeat the core and the Guardians because he hates them. Which is a classic move.
What's he doing over there?
He just punched him that far away.
Yeah, but what is he...
He has that weird scream. Like that scream is so weird through this whole movie. His Hector Hammond scream. And then he looks down, Hector Hammond's gone.
Well, stop itching your eyes. Alright, so there's that.
So he's like, man, that was a real rough thing.
That was weird to have to do that.
It was weird. So then, after this, he's like, oh, I don't know.
Now he's just home.
Now he's home, but he's talking to Carol Ferris and Tom, and they're talking about like things. And then Carol Ferris is about to be like, hey, you could be a real hero, you know.
This is the one time you got to commit to something, not me.
Yeah. Don't worry about little me.
How did the ring make a mistake? Well, yeah, I think you should know. There's probably a pretty good reason.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever was fearless, or not. I don't think he ever was afraid in that fight. I think the other guy was more powerful than him.
But I think if he used his full, like if he was fully never afraid and was the Green Lantern he could be, he never would have been fucking attacked by him.
But now he's afraid. He just made it clear that he's afraid.
Well, he's been afraid this whole time. He's like, oh, I'm afraid of dying like my dad. He never talks to Carol about it, and she's always like, what are you, is your problem? And then he finally told her, and she's like, you shouldn't be afraid. It's about, the ring shows you how.
Which she shouldn't even understand how any of this shit works. She just learned about it like 6 hours ago.
Yeah, it's kind of like...
And now she's like, oh, I totally understand how this works.
It's kind of like in Star Wars. I think Family Guy made fun of it. There's a Family Guy Star Wars where Luke is like, what, you don't know what the Force is? Like, you don't believe in the Force to Han? And Han's like, oh, that thing you just learned about 6 hours ago? Yeah, totally understand that.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of like a similar concept right here. It's good stuff.
I wonder if he has any increased healing powers. And Tom is just kind of in the background, just sitting there watching.
I think if he was enveloped, like the green would stop him from being hurt, but I don't think he heals faster.
That's a good line. I'll give you that. Didn't say that you were fearless. It saw that you had the ability to overcome
fear. Which is literally the Green Lantern. Like, that's his jam. Like, you have the power to overcome great fear. Here's a Green Lantern ring. Like, in the comic books, it's kind of like, it's not like you are fearless. Here's a Green Lantern ring. It's like you have the power to overcome great fear.
Can do it.
Here's a ring.
Are they doing it? Oh, never mind. Just grunting. How did he get home?
Because he teleported away or whatever.
Did he fly?
No. Maybe. You would think. If you could move objects, why couldn't you move yourself? If you could levitate people.
Did he change his clothes?
I don't know. So here, this part makes no sense to me. Hal Jordan flies to Oa, right? He flies to Oa to talk to the Guardians who are making the yellow... They're making the yellow ring right now, right?
Yeah.
Which is not how it works. They wouldn't be at the yellow power battery. Yellow power battery wouldn't exist until Sinestro makes it himself after releasing Parallax and creating the yellow ring on his own after he's banished from being a Green Lantern because Hal Jordan outs him. But whatever. We can just accept this. So we just assume that happened. So now Sinestro has the yellow ring, and he's like, "Yes, I will now use it." And he's super stoked about it, right? He's like, "Yeah, man." Though Earth will be lost, he's like, "No big deal. Earth will be gone." But also, like, how do they even know that this is happening to Earth in the first place?
Yeah, because there's how many other galaxies?
Hal shows up at what cost? Like, what does he fucking know about anything at this point? He kind of shows up at what cost is it going to cost? Like, what do you know about anything, man? So I think that there's an entire part before this. Like, I want to go to save my world. He left his world to go tell Sinestro that he wants the permission to go save his world.
Well, he needs his help to save the world.
No, he doesn't. He says right here, he says, I know humans aren't the strongest or the smartest, but just give me permission to go try to save my planet. That's what he says to them. Watch.
Really?
Yeah, watch. Here it comes. He's like, he's just kind of looking around like an idiot right now. I'm sure there's cool music or something that makes sense. So this new weapon he wears, you can't use it. Like, he's been learning about this new weapon that he just... How did he know? How did he know about this new weapon?
And the weapon's the ring, right?
Right. The new yellow ring. He's like, I know you're...
Well, they can't be afraid.
And
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I do. Because Hal Jordan he does talk pretty brazenly to the Guardians. The Guardians kind of hate Hal Jordan because he's always breaking their rules but saving the day and being the best Green Lanterns. They can't fucking fuck with him.
That's the tough part. Yeah, he's good at his job, but
he doesn't. Classic, like, cop versus, like, like, damn it, you broke $700,000 worth of property.
But you're a good cop.
But you're a damn good cop. So it doesn't mean we're weak. And so I think it's right here. He's like, let me go. Help me save my planet. He says that, but don't give in to fear. He's just saying, Fight with me. But wait, your words are compelling, young human. So we think that it's not worth it. Like we think that it's not worth us to fight with you.
Can they see the
fate of
future?
universe.
How can they measure something over billions of years?
Before.
Can they see? Oh, got it.
Because they've been alive forever.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm sure planets
So
die all the time.
don't risk any more lives. Like his entire goal there was just mine.
Oh yeah. See now.
That makes no sense. So
No,
he
it doesn't.
flew
Let
all
me
the
go
way
fight
there
for my
to be
world.
like, yeah, and I'll show you that will is stronger than fear. Like I'll prove to you. So he flew all the way there to be like, don't use this yellow ring. Let me fight it on my own, and then he could use the yellow ring. What? Like, there's obviously a part cut of him training more. Like, he obviously went back, trained more, and then found out about this yellow ring thing. And because they're like, you can't go back because you're. I would assume that there was some part cut of the script.
And he like magically respects him now. Good luck, Green Lantern. Like he just calls him the name of this noble profession.
Like, and it's also there's got to be some part cut that they wrote in the script that was never even filmed because otherwise they would have showed it in the director's cut, right?
That's a
that
picture.
was him getting called back and them saying you have to guard the whole sector.
Yeah.
Like you can't just worry about Earth.
Right.
Like you're
right because the sector isn't just Earth. It's like the
it's
galaxy.
a fucking ton of planets. So they're like, look, you've got to patrol your thing, and then so he flies over there and says, no, please, give me a chance to protect Earth. Like let me just not worry about everything else that's going on and worry about Earth. Like that would make more sense, but they cut it. So again, cuts to edit.
Oh, there he is again.
Don't help a movie. They detract from it because that part made no sense. So he shows up. He knows things are weird because I assume his ring beeps. So he knows things are odd. Well, he doesn't know what.
And you would think that there would be people inside this,
No, but
this
that's why
hangar
he
where
thinks
the
things are
doors are
odds.
open. Yeah.
Like he knows things are odd. So no, Carol's floating. And now Hector Hammond's in the wheelchair, which he's in a wheelchair in the comic book, so that makes a little more sense. But Hector Hammond doesn't even talk anymore. His brain's so big, he just telepathically talks to everybody.
Does he make his brain move at some point too? And it like,
no, it shouldn't. But...
There's a movie or something where it's like it moves, and that's what it reminds me of. The character.
Yeah.
It's like a butt.
Butthead.
Oh,
so,
oh no!
Don't make her a yellow guy like you. Don't make her creepy and weird with a giant head. Super smart.
Wait, so
That's
again, because we've been doing this for almost 2 hours now.
Yeah.
How did she become pink again?
The essence of pink chooses her.
Okay, so again, everyone chooses everyone.
Yeah, usually the things choose other people. Sinestro kind of makes it on his own. Okay, and this part right here bothers me because the ring would not work. It would not work for Hector Hammond. He throws the ring at Hector Hammond here.
Right.
He's like, look, you could be a lantern. Like, I'll prove that it's not just about that. Like, don't hurt her. I'll give you the power to be me. You know, like, be like me. Wear my cool jeans.
Yeah, and there's your grow up.
Now, yeah,
line.
there's your grow up line, right? Oh, I see you've grown up. That's great. Good for you. I'm going to make her like me. And he's like, don't do it. No.
Again, he's got great concentration to be able to have her float in the air with a needle to her neck and talk.
See, why can't you be like me? Well, he's a super smart guy. He could do this at this point, I feel like, much easier.
Yeah.
He's like, let her go and I'll give you the ring. But it would not work.
No, but I think he knows that too. I don't think this dude knows that.
No, but he uses it.
Oh, I didn't know that part. I was not awake for this part.
You were not awake for this part either?
No. I'm blanking it because this was at like 10 a.m. on a Saturday morning, which is sad that I was this bored in a movie that I was passing out in the morning.
So let her make the choice, like, well, the guy that's a Green Lantern with a giant ugly head, or a guy that's super muscular and awesome that she's loved forever.
Who do you think she's going to
choose? So he takes it.
So is this that major plot hole you're talking about, or was that the Earth thing?
Oh, that was the Earth thing was the major plot hole that I was really bothered about. This is just stupid. Makes no fucking sense.
This is weird.
So why would he even be able to use it? It wouldn't help him.
Now
he doesn't have willpower.
Let's
he has
see
fear.
here. So maybe is he going to get a suit?
No. Now he stands and he's like, oh, it's so cool.
See, maybe here's the thing. Maybe he doesn't actually have any powers. Maybe it's just like when you. Oh no. Yeah, there's no explaining.
He's also using it to stand because he couldn't stand before.
Right.
And he's just like, wow, that's
he's standing better
cool.
too.
Yeah. Now bring her down. He's like, I'm a bad guy. I'm not gonna do that. He pulls a Captain Cold right here.
Huh.
I don't think so. So he tries to shoot him, but then this also wouldn't work either. Hal Jordan needs the ring to manipulate the ring power. He doesn't just control the ring power. Like, I guess you could assume that Hal Jordan was controlling the ring the whole time if you wanted to believe that's how it was working.
I think that makes sense. I'm gonna go with that because that when you said it just like that, it makes sense. But that would mean that he wouldn't have to wear the ring anywhere,
Right.
and he could always
and
control.
that's not how it works.
And then he wouldn't even need the ring. Period. He wouldn't have to need the ring.
You shouldn't need to have it kind of close by.
Yeah, like the portal thing.
Right.
Like he has to hide the lantern.
Right.
in.
So that's not how it works. But that's what I'm gonna believe in the essence of this movie because it's the
So
only
you
thing that
gotta
makes
have
sense.
to believe.
Yeah, you have to believe that.
So now you've got this snake thingy in there.
So now he's doing that weird scream that he does, right?
Yeah.
That really creepy scream, and then you've got the octopus
with dragon heads.
Dragonlax, coming in. Oh, you failed me! I'm gonna eat your body.
Uh-oh.
See, you failed me.
I don't even think he
and
would be
Hector's
even
doing
that tasty.
Screaming, and they're hidden behind the here, and then he's like, "Don't move," and she's like, "Cool, no problem." I just saw this yesterday, so we'll go a little fast here. So he steals his weird essence. I think it's cool that all the parts of his body are the souls he took. So
Oh,
if you
yeah.
look, you probably couldn't see that in standard definition.
No, I
but,
couldn't. Yeah, you can definitely see that now.
Yeah.
Why does it take so long to take the souls? Like,
I
you
don't
think he'd be
know.
really good at that size.
Yeah, so like it's just like a
And then
pulse.
now, okay, what the weird part is that at no point, and when the other things would die, would they become almost like bones and
No, they
skin.
were. They did flew away.
Were they?
Yeah, they did that.
They never look like bones.
So like
though.
he can't grab it because it starts sucking him in, but he can control the ring far away, but he can't control it now.
Yeah, he can't. He can't do like the force and bring the ring to him, which makes
But
no
he can
sense.
manipulate green energies and flies.
Yeah,
And so she doesn't just grab the ring and throw it to him, which she could easily.
she's gonna get that stupid
do.
jet thing, isn't she?
She takes all this time to get the jet, and it starts sucking literal energy, like life force, out of him. But not enough, because that we just talked about that. It has to suck life out of you real slow.
Mm-hmm.
You're really strong, but you are nothing without the ring. I'm gonna eat your soul, your fierce soul. Like it ate a lot of it.
Does it regenerate?
I don't know. This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So then he falls
Oh,
really far.
I bet he lands on his head.
He just
Oh,
broke his
ow,
ankle
and there's
for
his
sure.
jaw.
So now she throws it to him. Wee, Hal, take your ring. Puts it on. Boom, it's fully charged. No big deal.
Where is the lantern?
He hasn't used it to charge his ring since that one part. It'd be out of energy for
Right.
sure. Well, I mean, we could assume maybe he recharged when he got home before he went to
No.
go fight Hector Hammond.
I'm not assuming shit. That makes sense.
So there's this whole street part, which is... Well, the best part is when the people keep running back and forth. I can't wait for that, because it's so stupid. I used to look terrible suit looking in the light. Looks bad.
It's crazy, he's on
he
a
must be
green
wearing
screen behind him,
green-
too.
Yeah, like, so he's already
He's probably in
wearing
a blue
green
suit or a green suit with a blue background.
You don't think it's a real... Like,
Oh, they're not on a roof.
they're on a roof.
No way. They're in a movie set. Oh, this is why you're doing a long beat there. I think it's gonna be okay. Oh, all right. Yeah. Is he gonna say one more line that his dad told him or that she told him? Let's get one more line in.
No, maybe.
Nope, no, it doesn't
wait,
even have
he's gotta
words.
say them before he leaves. Come on.
Doesn't even
One-liners,
have
no
words. He's
one-liners,
gone.
no one-liners, come on!
He's gone.
So random policemen, everyone clear the streets immediately. People, of course, don't listen to that. Like,
Mandatory
"What's going on?
evacuation. Like, where are you gonna evacuate
What's
to?
going on? We're just hanging out on the street. Oh shit! There's a bunch of shit happening. Let's run backwards. Wait, ready? We're running backwards. We're running backwards.
What's that do with the white cap? It looks like a snow
We're
cap.
running back. That lady's just kind of hanging out. And oh shit! It's on the other side.
Now what do
Run
we do?
backwards the way we just came.
This
Because
reminds
it's
me of,
definitely not coming the other way.
What's the movie with Tom Cruise?
Look, they're running backwards. Oh, War of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds.
So look, they're running back towards the way they just ran from, towards the thing again. All
So
these people
what is
just
this
dying.
doing? Is this
It's
absorbing
eating,
them?
It's absorbing all their fear.
So why couldn't the
Look how quick it does. Quick.
this doesn't make sense. Why couldn't the alien thing just absorb him when he saw him in the hangar? Why couldn't he just like morph over him?
Quickly, but it was monologuing because it needed time.
Yeah,
For her to get the jet to go.
plot hole number 5.
It's pretty. I mean, pretty impressive. We're only at 5 plot holes.
No, they're pretty deep plot holes though. Like, what is this woman doing?
Run! Oh, she's there. So how's her gonna stay there right in the last
Clearly,
second?
the ghost is a racist. Like, why does he pick her out of the crowd?
Yeah, and look, that was kind of fun. Makes a little thing, shoots it back at him. Ow!
Oh, that looked
My fear
terrible.
blast hurt. I like this springs. I enjoy all this part. Look, he makes a giant fucking.
And watch what color the Gatling gun, the bullets are.
They gotta be green, right?
They are.
Red.
They're red again.
Damn it. Should all
Doesn't
be
make
green.
any sense.
Should all be green.
Oh.
Oh, he makes a cool like. That's where you're gonna make like a little tiny like.
A little,
riot
yeah.
shield.
You would think you could make like a whole house.
I mean, this all looks pretty good. I enjoyed all that. Like now when he's on the ground, it looks bad, but in the middle of it all, flying through the air looks pretty good. Like getting thrown through stuff. Look, see, he's like, oh, I'm gonna make a shield. This is pretty cool. This is classic Green Lantern. He would make a shield like this, just kind of hold it from there. And then I love the saying the oath really slowly, like he finally understands it. I like it. I like it a lot.
Okay.
But I stay in Blackest Night. No evil shall escape my sight. And this guy just keeps monologuing.
Why is he even saying this?
Because it's kind of like it's energy. It's like you're like he's powering, like he's using like the essence of like the Green Lantern Corps, like everything they stand for. It's the willpower. No evil shall escape my sight. I think he's now at be more my power. Green Lantern's light. Boom! Pushes him back, and Craig's like, "Oh no, so much green!" And he's rapping. He's trying to wrap him up. That's cool. I like that shot right there. That looks pretty good.
That did look good.
And now
there's the fan.
See fan. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like he flies through him. So I don't know if he's trying to draw him away. But look, all those are bodies trying to grab him.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I like that. And so I don't know if he's physically pushing him, or because at this point I feel like Parallax is just chasing him instead of pushing.
He's got to be chasing him because he's not going very far.
Yeah, and so he's flying.
Which you would think if I was Parallax, I would just eat more of the world.
Then he just takes the satellite for no reason and throws it like with a grappling hook at him. Like,
great, now there's no cell phone
reception. Waste of
reception.
a satellite.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, I got knocked back.
And they can't fly. There you go.
So he's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Oh.
Imagine also the speed they're flying, how long it's going to take to get to the sun.
Yeah, they're not flying very fast.
No.
I love this too. It's like, through the asteroid field, so the asteroid field take you things. Never tell me the odds, kid. It's like total Han Solo moment. He's gonna fly, but he doesn't do as good as Han Solo does flying. He just hits shit.
He just keeps hitting stuff.
And he's like, oh no, another thing. And
a lot
he's
of
like,
spinning.
He's
ow.
no Han Solo as far as pilots go, But Han Solo's the greatest pilot in the galaxy, so we gotta take that. I mean,
did he rip the suit?
yeah, he hurt himself.
You can,
but
do
you can't
that?
rip the light. The light would just reheal over.
Right.
He might be hurt, but the light would reheal.
Oh my god.
But they have to show damage on him. They gotta show the battle damage. And then he's like, "Oh, remember that thing?"
You see how close they are to the sun?
Remember that thing Kilowog told me? I'm going to totally use that against.
How much
Parallax
sense
right
does this make?
I'm going to defeat one of the greatest
Where were the
villains
other
of
three
all of the Green
planets?
Lanterns. I'm going to defeat the villains of all the other Green Lanterns.
They passed all the other planets.
You're right. They didn't show any of those other planets. I'm going to defeat one of the greatest villains of all of Green Lantern history in a single movie by throwing him into the sun.
That is one of the largest.
Parallax is like he's the essence of all fear. You can't just throw him into the sun. Like it wouldn't work. You could only trap him inside the central power battery. Like this wouldn't happen. He's not a thing that would even be like you could throw the bad Guardian into the sun, but Parallax himself he's the essence of fear. That's like saying you can he charges like the yellow power. Like there is you can't get rid of it.
But he's just not powerful. And if he only ate a couple more humans, if he had that lady that he was aiming for earlier, he would have enough power.
Oh, this is also weird too. He's like, I'm so bad at I can't hold the constructs of two jets and punch at the same time. Again, showing how he really could never have held out that necklace for very long.
Right.
Because he has no.
He just wanted to do a callback again.
To his cool
and now
punch.
He's free falling back to when he was.
Because it's pulling him in now. Because he had enough energy to punch once and that's it. And I mean that's cool because that's how it works. The sun gets close.
$20 million.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, but then out of nowhere, 3 Green Lanterns show up. Just 3, the 3 you've seen before, because they wouldn't bring more than the 3 you've seen before.
No, they're really confused when they have different voices and they're trying to relate everybody to.
And so let's bring Sinestro, Kilowog, and Tomar-Ray in, because those 3 guys would totally just come to save the day. I believe
because they were just hanging out.
Yeah, because they decided they waited until after the whole battle was over, and then they're gonna help him. But if he lost, they were going to be like, oh, that didn't work.
Oh, wow. Sorry, he's dead.
He's not.
We bring you news. He's dead.
Yeah. Newsflash. It didn't work. So we should use this yellow ring. So, and here he is. So at this, we're going to see Ron Left-Hand, I think. So I'm really excited about this. Like, you see him for a hot second. And I told you about Ron Left-Hand before, right? He's the one with the bell on his chest because he doesn't have, on his planet, there's no light.
What? Wait, what?
On his planet, his whole race is blind.
Oh.
And so when someone's like, there's no words in his language for day, night, green, brightest, blackest.
Sure.
And so they had to make a new oath for him that's similar that has to do with sound.
He just rings a bell.
And so he has a bell instead of a lantern on his chest.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It's an Alan Moore story. It's really great. It's one of my favorites. I can train him because I did it for like 3 seconds. In real life, you really would have trained him. Real life, in comic books.
In the longer term things.
You're rash, Revolta, you're just like Evan, sir. Oh, I never noticed that before.
Just the cliches are just
so
murder.
many cliches! It's so bad! Here it comes. I think we're going to see Ralph Fan in a hot second. I'm so excited. So they're going to show all the Green Lanterns, they're going to pan over him. They're like, rise, and then we're going to see him right there. There I saw him. Ah, he was in the
Totally missed
the
it.
first scene after he says rise. There's like 5 Green Lanterns for anyone watching. If you want to go back, he's in the top left corner of the screen.
Why did they at least show Hal lifting his hand up with the light? He didn't get to join in on the light brigade thing.
Ah, I mean this part's also. I mean,
And she's still working there?
well, yeah, she's like the owner of Ferris Airlines.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Her name is
She was
Ferris. Her
like that.
dad's Ferris. She owns the place.
It's true. Oh, now she's the guy again.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta do something. I'm never gonna get used to that.
Well, yeah, you're not freaked out though, which is just so strange to me.
Yeah.
Like the first
I
thing
mean,
the first thing I want him to do is just fly me around somewhere.
He did that, didn't he? No, he took her up to the
He
roof.
took her up to the
That's
roof.
it, that's what he did.
That's it. And they
Aladdin
gave her a
really
fake
took,
necklace.
Aladdin took Jasmine like to everywhere.
Yeah,
Right?
very quickly.
Like on the magic
showed her
carpet.
the world.
Yeah, shining, shimmering, splendid.
I don't know anymore. So
Oh, the next line would be tell me,
but now,
princess, and what
but
did you
the
like?
only time they can kiss is when they're in the suit. Oh, there we go.
And she's, oh, can you take off the mask because it's really shitty CG?
Why would the mask wear it though? He doesn't tell
Because
the
he's
mask
still
to
holding
leave
it
it
on.
on.
Well, I think he can control it too, but it automatically will pop off.
Ugh.
I don't know, man. So, oh, we're gonna make out. Cool.
Great,
cool.
super proud of you guys. I wish he would have done something funny at this moment with the thing, like made like a fly swatter and hit her, or something.
Carol sighs. I love that subtitle.
Yeah, I
That's my
give
favorite.
up.
So what happens now? I never get a second movie.
Nope. Do you have to wait for the entire credits to
It's
to
not
see
the credit.
that?
No, it's just the
It's the
initial
stinger?
credits. It's
Okay.
yeah, the middle stinger. So while that happens,
Why is he's leaving her again?
if you could do me a favor and talk while I use the restroom because this is live and I can't
Right.
pause it, and I've had to go for like solid 30 minutes.
That's
now.
fine. Yep, I'll
This
do
is-
that.
This is just for you guys, comic chatters. You get to get behind the scenes of bathroom time. So he's flying off to the sunset, and Toma Ray talks of all the legends
Which is
ever
the
won the
fish
ring.
one, right?
The greatest one was Hal Jordan, which we know, but it's kind of like, I don't know, it seems so silly
Right.
to like, it didn't really show that he's the greatest, even though he defeated Parallax on his own, where a whole bunch of Green Lanterns couldn't do it. It's kind of silly.
And they
Like,
were there.
And they were there just hanging out. But like all of them, remember, half of them got destroyed.
Right.
So that's the thing. And that was Green Lantern. So we want to talk about the yellow thing in a second. So, Chris,
So-
take over.
The yellow thing, I have no idea what that is. It's a yellow ring, I assume. Greg Berlanti. Berlanti's a familiar name? I don't really remember what he's from. Berlanti, that's going to kill me. But otherwise, not a good movie. I mean, what's weird is that we're recording this so that people who are watching the movie can mute the movie and then they can listen to us talk about it. But that doesn't mean you should really enjoy this movie again. Like there's probably other parts where you can watch Spider-Man. Spider-Man 2 is pretty good. But other than that, I mean, there's not really much you can do with this movie. But Greg Berlanti though, that is bananas. He made Arrow and Flash, and he is also doing the Supergirl movie that's coming out too. So that's kind of cool. So it's kind of weird that he wrote this movie, and this proves what he can do if he was in like the cinematic universe, because obviously you can't do much. But he's probably good at other stuff. Because at this point, like, I'm just waiting. There's different colors. I wonder if these colors are like symbolism for the different colored rings you get to do too. Like, I don't know who Taika Waititi is. I'm pretty sure we know who that is. But Tim Robbins, that's interesting too. But now we're just kind of waiting because now there's red. Did you know who wrote this movie and
Who?
directed it?
Who?
Greg Berlanti.
What else did he do?
The Flash, Arrow, Supergirl. Can
Really?
you believe that? The dude who wrote and directed this
Are you
movie.
serious? Like, so the main, like,
The guy who
showrunner?
created those shows that we love and adore made this movie.
Well, then there definitely should be a Green Lantern coming up.
I'm so conflicted. Jeff Johns.
Well, yeah, he's the main producer. That's why I was also confused. Jeff Johns was a producer, so I was so confident in this movie.
That's so
before it came out.
strange
I was
how
like,
it happened.
Jeff Johns.
I bet you they had the movie that they wanted to do before Marvel proved that their cinematic universe can really be like nerd stuff.
Yeah.
And then they were like, no, we got to make this test better for audiences.
Yeah, totally.
So this is the scene.
So here it is. Here it comes.
Okay.
So, fucking completely unrelated because instead so they're saying in the power battery they're just holding a single yellow ring. That's what they're holding inside the central
Yeah,
power
where
battery.
was the yellow? The
It
yellow
should be-
energy thing.
yeah, like
it
it
should
sh-
be in the middle, right? Like you
Well,
said.
it should be Parallax caught in there.
What does he look like without the ring?
He's
Shouldn't
still
it show his
holding,
body?
It should, but here,
Yeah.
look. But look how cool it looks. So cool. He looks so
Yeah, he's
damn
yellow.
cool. He's the Sinestro Corps. Look, he changed the emblem in the middle
Yep.
of the Sinestro Corps. This suit looks better than every Green Lantern suit they ever made.
That is a good looking suit.
And look, I love the pink and the yellow juxtaposition because
Yep.
and look, now he's Sinestro, and he has these yellow eyes, which never happened with green eyes. But
And then
But that was it. That was literally all that was for people who like the comic books and knew the character. That had nothing to do with the
there's
story.
his origin story right there.
Yeah,
Somehow. Because it didn't show why he would even want to do that, because they defeated the other dude. What's the reason?
Right, with the green. Why would you need the yellow?
God.
So
Right.
it literally was just like, they obviously had a different movie made, and they changed it out because the fact that they put as much money as they put into making what we just saw happen with yellow means that there was a point where Sinestro becomes... There was a version of this movie that existed in a script or in an almost completed version that was a better movie, right? So Hector Hammond, Peter Sarsgaard, that's the guy we're talking
Peter
about.
Sarsgaard, I like him. All right, so everyone, that was the Green Lantern commentary overlay track. If this is your first time watching it and you listen to us, that doesn't make any sense. If you've watched it a bunch of times and you got some new appreciation for the film, like I didn't understand a lot of the references, it didn't make it any
Did
better.
that really help you?
I mean, it didn't make it any better, but
it
I
helped
do
you understand Green Lantern.
Oh, I do. And yeah, now we're going to start getting into more Green Lantern soon, so that's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've been talking for a good 2 hours now.
Yeah, so this is might be part 2 for you.
Yeah, probably part 2. If it's part 1 and part 2 combined, good for you guys. But let's sign off. Taylor, where can they find us?
You can find us at cbxcasts.com. That's cbxcasts.com. You could also follow us on Instagram at Comic Chat with Gat.
Yep.
Always have cool comic book stuff going on there.
Yeah.
I'm usually taking pictures of random comic books I'm reading or commentating on stuff that's happening. It's good times.
Good.
Yeah. And Chris takes pictures of his cat.
I do. cbxcats.com.
Yeah, you can also...
It's a real website, cbxcats.com.
That's a real thing. You can also follow CBX Casts on Twitter at CBX Casts. You can go to facebook.com/CBX Casts. YouTube.com/CBX Casts. There's actually great content over there.
Yeah,
we have
great
some,
videos.
Yeah, some CBX. We have some like cardboard box stuff. We have some comic chat.
Some
videos.
Suicide Squad stuff.
Yeah, we talked
you
about
guys
Suicide
Squad. You guys should go watch that, because I was in Toronto and I saw a little bit of filming of Suicide Squad. That was really cool.
Yeah, super neat. And it makes me want to see it because Chris is part of that movie, really.
But sign off with the Green Lantern's Oath, and this is going to be it. This is the end of it, everyone. So goodbye, good luck, and Green Lantern.
Can we do the Green Lantern?
That's not the Green Lantern.
Okay. In brightest day,
Yeah.
in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light. Comment, chat with Gat. Follow
Bye.
us. We love you. Subscribe on YouTube. Goodbye.
Done. All right, so pause that, and then let's...